Okay, so session number 4, we'll start off with our usual recap of the last session, which was a couple of weeks away. We won't name names, but, you know. All right, our recap. So, as the session began, your party stood just outside of Wind-Kept Citadel, having just departed from your visit with Seer Yenal. It was late morning on a brisk but sunny day in Whalespell. The city was busy with activity as your group gathered together to decide what was next. Douglan, trying to collect his thoughts after his discussion with the seer, decided to head to the local Temple of Gath to speak with the clerics. Although the cleric that spoke with Douglan could not give him exactly the information he was looking for, he was assured that there did exist on Emathan a way to travel to the Between. As Douglan met with the cleric, the rest of the party explored the area around the temple, doing a little shopping and getting a feel for the area. Ferric asked if Nightingale, Corvus, and Douglan would join Dawn and him at the Wanderers Guildhouse for a celebration of their acceptance into the guild. The party agreed. That night, as promised, the party traveled to the Guildhouse, enjoying the fine meal and drink provided. Ferric presented the mask of the Nightbringers to Axton Embershadow, the head of the local guild. With their acceptance now complete, the mask was tossed into the fire, burning with an eerie moan. As the party continued to enjoy the guild's hospitality, Nightingale was presented with a message scroll, a message that had come from a fellow Penumbra bard named Wren, asking for help. As instructed in the message, the party traveled to the Yawning Dog Tavern to meet with Wren. Wren told the party that she needed their help to rescue 2 young sisters that were being held captive in an old mill house just outside of the city. Wren had tried to conduct a rescue by herself, but had to turn back when she encountered undead creatures protecting the area. After agreeing to help, the party departed at first light. Traveling along the coastline east of town, the party came upon the mill house as described. Immediately, an undead creature could be seen walking around outside. The party wasted no time and battled their way into the mill house, fighting multiple undead creatures along the way. Nightingale made his way up a staircase and encountered a heavily cloaked figure. As the others started up the stairs to support Nightingale, the cloaked figure warned that the party had interrupted his experiment. Then, just before disappearing, the figure warned that you would meet again. As today's session begins, it is the 20th day of the 3rd Trigon of Gath's influence at approximately 9 a.m. The 3 of you stand on the upper floor of the mill house, having just witnessed the disappearance of the cloaked figure.
Well, gentlemen, should we check the basement for the girls?
I believe that would be the right course of action. We haven't found them yet.
Give me a minute. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Downstairs, as you're preparing yourselves to head downstairs, you hear Wren. We've got company down here.
We'll head down.
Yep.
All right, you make your way down the staircase, and I will move you all into a new position here as you reach the bottom of the stairs. You can juggle yourselves around if you want to change the exact position of it all. All right, you see that Ren is... She's got her shoulder against the door, and it's kind of clear, kind of bang, that bang, things are trying to get in through the door. And coming up the stairs off towards the north, you can hear the now unfortunately familiar moan of some sort of undead creature clomping up the staircase to the north. The one that goes down to the basement.
And we'll go here. And shoot anything that comes up the stairs.
All right.
Douglan, you want to give some assistance at that front door?
Is there an open square? Yeah, I guess. Is it? Can I
You
go
can kind of
here?
sneak in beside there and help hold the door closed.
Can I
And
go there?
I'll jet across to there, see what's down those stairs.
All right, Nightingale, you see a zombie making his way up the stairs, just kind of clumping one stair at a time. It seems to know you're there, but can't really quicken its pace much beyond the one it's taking up the stairwell. And just for good measure, let's throw in a little
Initiative?
combat music, shall we? All right, we will get everyone to roll for initiative, please.
Best part of the night. Yeah, an 8.
Wow.
On the ball we are. Look at us. Mithras will roll a 20. Get them all out now, guys. Let's get them all out now.
Yeah.
All right, everybody's rolled.
Slowest attacking creature in the game, and it got the jump on us.
Awesome. Well, I know why.
Off to
Douglan.
an auspicious start, gentlemen.
Yeah, Douglan is like, you know, he's barely holding it together here.
There's been a lot of stairs involved
Yeah,
in the
a
last
lot of
few
stairs.
minutes.
I don't do stairs, lads. What the hell?
We'll get Corvus to start you on a program, Douglan.
Yes. If I practice, I can become a master, right? Stair master?
We just
heard
leave his
there's such
dinner
a
on
thing.
top of the stairs.
Yeah, the Stairmaster. It's a new subclass. All right.
I should die just for that joke. Kill me, Colin. Just kill me.
We will. Let me get my. Okay, so it looks like a zombie outside the door starts the initiative. All right, so this zombie is just out there beating on the door, hitting it with a surprising amount of force. Like Ren is really putting her shoulder into it. It sounds like there is probably more than one zombie beating on the door by the rhythm of the knocks. There's clearly more than 2 arms beating on that door outside.
Is there a locking mechanism?
It's engaged, but the door is flexing to the pounding of the zombies outside. And zombie 3 attacks Nightingale using a little known zombie vicious mockery.
Take that back.
That's
Are you making
terrible.
fun of me?
You take that back. All right. With its slam attack, it comes barreling into Nightingale, flailing its arms at your head and face.
I'll use my mosh pit experience to roll with the damage and take half damage.
All right, let's see here. It hits.
Ugh, just.
You have a 13 AC, brother?
Yeah? Leather
brave.
armor, man. Leather armor.
You are brave.
And
Way to go to the front, man.
Brave and stupid go hand in hand.
Douglan's like got this newfound respect. I mean, he's like, oh boy, it's crazy, but
All right, he barely wings you in his attempts to flail upon your. Taking us to Ren. Ren is going to continue to keep her shoulder in the door there against the zombies' attacks. Mithras continues just to ride on Corvus's shoulder.
Yep. Yeah, there's
Right.
not enough room in here for her to maneuver, really.
No. Nightingale.
Well, can't have this undead brute beating me, pushing me around. I will try to duck under his flailing arms and stab him with my short sword, kind of in the abdomen, some easy target to hit.
Or where his admin.
Yeah, where
Would
it should be.
Where it should be.
Whew. Thank goodness for low AC.
Nice.
Ooh, very nicely done. Maximum damage. The
And
zombie
then
just shakes it
I
off.
will kind of, using my agility again, because he's a pretty nimble guy, I kind of roll around the zombie to its back,
Okay.
never leaving its 5 foot, but now it's an open target for my big man. Corvus, pincushion this dead thing, will you? That'll be the end of Nightingale's attack.
All right, that takes us to Douglan.
would that be considered 10 feet from the zombie?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go right there. Can you still get a clean shot there, Corvus?
I believe so.
All right. That's good to know.
You look like Mario, hammering down.
Yeah, I'm going to do a nice long with the point of it right to his forehead. Kind of brings it back. Make sure he doesn't take out Ren with the backswing, but it's going to be more like a lunge. Like that. Am I targeting the right dude? I think I am. Not a hit.
Oh,
Oh, nicely done.
both of us max out on this guy.
And then
Nice.
he keeps it forward, not with the backswing, and then just comes around with the butt end. Tries to take its head off.
Nightingale crouches down to hopefully he knock him over top.
Yes. All right. I'm going to backtrack and help Ren with the door again.
All right. You drop the zombie where it stands.
At this point, Nightingale's sweating, hoping somebody called off the artillery shots coming in.
The heavy artillery.
Nightingale, anything else coming up the stars?
Not that I can see yet.
Corvus.
I will move down the stairs as far as I can. How dark is it down there?
Very dark. Almost Corvus, almost unnaturally dark.
I will shoulder my bow then and light a torch as my action.
All right.
And get my spear.
You are lighting up a torch.
Perhaps we should jam the door shut.
Maybe some of these crates laying around. Douglan and I could push them in front of the door. Use some of your stakes to stake them down.
Doesn't one of you have some pitons?
The wood's not going to hold, lads. We can
All right.
jump on. The wood's going to crack.
Zombie 15 is attacking the door.
This is that freaky scene where hands break through the door and grab at you, right?
All right, the door is starting to give way to the attacks. Already boards are snapping, and just like Barry described, arms are starting to come in, and there's clearly at least 2 or 3 zombies out there based on. Ren is getting now grabbed by zombies that are pulling at her, and she's going to have to back away from the door. Next zombie kind of slams its fist into the lower section of the door. Busting some more boards away. This door is not going to hold much longer. Zombie 3 is dead again. Ren is going to take a step back from the door and draw her sword, ready to attack whatever makes it through that door. She gets, you're not going to keep this door from being busted down. She is going to ready an action to slice anything that gets through that door with her sword. Mithras will take the dodge action. Nightingale.
Nightingale will call down, "Son of Mortuck, we have visitors at the front door that might need our greeting." And he will move to right beside, actually it's probably where the door will swing open, right? Does that swing left or right?
It swings north. So it's going to swing
Okay, I'll move right
away
beside
from Douglan.
Ren, and I will ready my action so that when the first thing comes through, I will attack at the same time Ren attacks. Making sure I get my little bit of a bonisa.
All right. Douglan.
Enough meat coming through the door that I could take a poke or no?
No. They were reaching in when Ren was there. As soon as she stepped back, they've gone back to beating on and beating down the door.
Got it. Okay. I am also going to take a step back. I'm not what do you call it? I'm not going to ready an action because my reaction will come into play as soon as they open that door. Right? Actually, Colin, if I could clarify that, because I have the reach, since I can't take a hit right now, the minute that door opens, they would technically be in my reach. Is that a fair call? Okay.
Yep,
Right.
I'm good with that.
Cool. But yeah, that's my turn then.
Okay, Corvus.
All right. Now that I know there's getting through the door, I will reverse course.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to say to go. Like, clear shot for you right there.
Yeah. Is there an opening, a hole in the door that I can shoot through to get one of them, or?
I'll give you that, but at disadvantage.
Sure.
You want to shoot an arrow through one of the openings in the door? Yeah, I'll give you a shot at that. Just
total Legolas move.
against Zombie 15.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to roll at disadvantage. We'll just do it again.
Yep.
Forgot to hit the disadvantage button.
Well, that.
Did-
Well,
You hit 3 times, so I think it's.
You've hit all kinds of times, so we'll
Yes.
definitely give it to you.
you proved your skill.
Yes.
All right,
Triple
Corvus, you
disadvantage.
launch an arrow and it goes right through one of the broken boards, planting itself in the zombie right outside the door with a wallop.
He's now hung up on the door. Oh.
And that's it for you, sir?
That's it for me. Yep. Keeping an eye. One eye down the stairs, one eye at the door.
Yes, indeed. Okay, that takes us to Zombie 15, who is now outside the door with this arrow piercing through it. And it is going to beat on the door once again. The door is still holding.
This is like waiting for the jump scare in the movie. You know it's coming.
Zombie 16 beating, it's kind of down on one knee, smashing its fist into the bottom of the doorway. The door is going to give way pretty quickly. Ren is going to ready an action again as soon as that door breaks free and a zombie comes through. She is going to attack it with her short sword. Mithras dodges Nightingale.
Seeing the success Corvus had, is it possible for me to shove my blade through this door and stab undead flesh at disadvantage? I'll take it. I'll take a shot.
So you'll have to step forward into the square directly in front of the door. Yeah, we'll just give you disadvantage again to jab your sword through
Okay.
the doorway. And then you can step back out of the way. You're not really engaged.
Unless they're gonna blindly punch through the door at me, they can, I guess. Okay, disadvantage.
Ooh, nicely done.
Then I step back, slamming it through the broken boards into something solidish. I think I got one.
All right.
Can you okay my move so I don't get hit by the door, please? Thank you.
Okay. Douglan.
Well, seeing as everybody's doing it, may I go forward and pokey a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. You just slam your halberd through an opening in the door.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go closer. I'm just gonna do it from
Like
there.
we're line dancing.
Yep. Disadvantage, correct?
Disadvantage.
Oh, he still hits with a 4. What the heck?
Okay. That's my turn. Thank you, sir.
All right. Corvus.
I will take another shot at him.
This is kind of working out that they're slowly getting the door. Take your time, guys. It's
That's
okay.
what I mean. Slowest fights in the game are zombies, man.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at this guy. Killing it. Yeah.
All right. You drop the zombie. Okay, so our zombie is going to take an attack on the door. The door busts open.
Mwaha.
You can see there are several other zombies outside. Zombie 20 forces its way past the zombie in the doorway, coming in to attack
Can I
Ren.
take my...
Ren will get her... There's a whole bunch of...
Yeah.
Actually, did you take a reaction as well?
No.
No, you
I
took
just-
your attack. Just
Yeah.
Ren has her reaction.
Yeah,
Oh,
mine
no.
should happen at 10 feet for what it's worth. So right the minute he tried to kind of get by, I'm going to give him a shot.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, as he was fighting past the other zombie.
Yep. Only... Man, these are very kind to my rolls right now.
Your damage is
Oh,
killer.
Yeah, it's
Nice
he's been-
smack.
Yep. Take that, you foul beast. All yours, Ren.
All right, Ren attacks him with her short sword. She
Jeez.
hits. Gives him a good gash across his dead, fleshy chest.
Parts go flying.
Smells great. Alright. Zombie 16. There's really no room to get in there. He's just kind of reaching in around the corner. Nothing to really get at. He will ready an action that if room is made, he's going to start making his way into the room. Which takes us to Ren's actual attack. She will attack zombie 20 again. She misses.
Wow.
Well, it's good to know there is a ceiling on it.
Yeah.
It's possible.
All right, another zombie moves up behind the zombie that's in the doorway. They're piling up out there trying to get in through the door.
Oh, if Ren only had a lightning bolt.
Okay, Mithras takes us to Nightingale. Nightingale, the door is smashed open now and zombies are piling in through the doorway.
Well, we got the zombie grinder going. I'll have faith that we can hold for a bit. So, being that zombie 20 is rather distracted with Ren slicing his chest and Douglan jabbing him as he walked through the door, I'll take advantage of that and try to strike him in a weak, well, a part of flesh that's still there.
Yeah, in one of the fleshy areas if he still has it. Oh, nice. Very nice.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think it's gonna die.
I feel he's going down.
Yeah.
Eviscerate.
Something's telling me.
Yes, and he is dead.
Explodes into a pink mist.
Then I shall... No, I'll hold my ground here. This is fine. Be like,
Yeah, let them file in one by one.
this is the best way to limit their numbers, I take it.
Yep. This is the zombie grinding machine. That's
Kind of whispering over his shoulder to Ren is be like, this doesn't quite seem fair for these poor bastards.
Douglan,
All right.
the zombie in front of Ren has crumpled into a pile of more deader.
As Nightingale splatters its head across the wall there, Douglan just comes right over the top of it and just tries to skewer number 7.
All right. A hit.
I'll take it.
Oh, look at these rolls tonight.
And then he comes back around. Pop. Finally. Oh, jeez. Please don't hit anybody. No, don't hit anybody. Oh, jeez.
You fall prone.
God.
You lose your balance and fall onto the floor.
So technically, I haven't taken my movement. I don't know if that lets me
slipped
stand up.
on the zombie guts.
Yep, you can use your movement to get back up again. Absolutely.
There you go. It's like nobody saw that, right? Nobody saw that. I'm okay.
Pop right back up. I'm good.
It was all those stairs. It was
Yeah,
all
I
those
say.
stairs.
His legs must be wobbly from the stairs.
My goddamn trick knee.
All right, that's it for you, Douglan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Corvus.
All right. Well, I think zombie number 7's going to get an arrow in the eye. As soon as I can figure out how. Here we go.
All right. The zombie's got an arrow sticking through its eyeball and out the back of its head.
That looks uncomfortable.
Everything about this encounter is uncomfortable.
Zombie 7 is going to move in and attack Nightingale. With its world famous slam attack, beating on you with its gooey arms.
Ah, nice.
Forceful pop of its shoulder is heard as the arm goes limp.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just
Stronger than I look.
beats on you and the arm goes brink, just hanging there.
It's just, oh, man.
Just sloshes off at the socket.
Eh,
Everybody stops and looks at it for a second.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you were alive, that would hurt.
Would Zombie 6 get to take its ready to action to slip in?
Yes, thank you for that.
Well, it's within 10. Can I take a pop?
You sure can.
Thank you.
My real reason.
All right. There comes my little polearm pop, let's call it. Yeah, take a little off the top there, bud. You come in this house. That's what happens.
All right. So his readied action was just to move into there. And that takes us to Ren, who will attack it with her short sword. Taking a swing to decapitate it. Takes a nice gash across the head, but it is still on its feet. Zombie 6 will attack Ren. It's beating on her with its fleshy arms. Rotting. Wow, Ren, that's fantastic. The zombie misses. Mithras to Nightingale.
Well, Nightingale will kind of very quickly assess which one of these shambly undeads looks the worst for wear, which I would assume would be Zombie 6, who just stumbled in.
It's very hard to make an assessment on a zombie.
They look dead anyway.
They look dead already.
Well, looking at its power bar, I'll go for that one.
Did I hear the
Just
words
above its
meta
head.
ring through the atmosphere?
I'll take it. Yeah.
You.
Did that come up? Yes.
Yes, it did.
Mashir Masako.
All right.
He kind of slides it blade in and then gives it a flick to chop the thing kind of in half.
I really love the new graphics on the icons. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. All right, Zombie 6 has moved on to the afterlife again. Douglan.
All right. And there we go. He has no qualms about stabbing a zombie in the back. To hell with valor.
Oh, I thought that was
You
going to be
connect.
one and you chop my head off.
Exactly. Whoops. Oh, nice.
You drop another one to the ground. It's quite a
Splat.
pile of rotting flesh piling up in front of you guys there.
Soaking my
It's-
boots.
It smells divine.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Douglan.
Corvus.
Do I have line of sight at a shot off at number 16?
You do.
You know, the
Shelter
true
cushion.
hero
As-
is Corvus softening
As
him
the
up
one
before
in
they even-
front of you are just piling up on the floor.
Yeah.
You hit.
Oh,
Barely.
barely hit.
All right. You lodge another arrow into the fleshy pin cushion. Zombie 16 is ready. Okay, go ahead, Douglan.
Little pull on pop, people. Branding. Branding. Ooh. I'm barely hitting, but apparently the blade is super sharp, so it keeps just going right down through it.
All right. And the zombie attacks Ren.
Come on, Ren. What did she ever do?
And it misses. Ren returns the favor with her short sword.
Yeah,
Launching
Ren.
Try and end this thing. And she misses.
Shooken up. It's. I understand. There's a lot of death in front of us right now.
A lot of stinky dead flesh piling up. Nightingale.
From one artist to another, I can understand completely. I will, again, finding that sweet, sweet zombie killing off button. Oh, I can't get much lower than that.
Yeah, you could, but not much lower.
Nope.
Damn it, I hit a piece of baggy flesh. It was already hanging off.
How do we know which one hurts it and which one doesn't?
It's a difficult question, I tell you, Corvus.
It would be a tough battle against the zombie.
Hit it where
Where
it
do I
hurts.
heal it to kill him? Douglan.
Okay, let's see if we can end this poor bastard life. Or whatever it calls a life. Ooh, nice. Yes. Splat. Splatty splat.
It is splat.
We loosen the jar for it.
I mean, think about what is in that 5-foot square right now. They all
Oh,
died
there's a
right
lot of dead bodies piled up in front of you guys right
And
now.
we're gonna have to crawl over them to get out. Like,
Oh,
Yeah, that's
man.
it. We gotta. I was just about to say that. We gotta go through it to get out. I think
secretly,
I'm going to go up top and jump off the roof.
I think it best we head downstairs and look for these girls before any more of our undead friends decide to join the party.
It was very dark down there. We should light a torch, and I will go back
Corvus.
to my
Corvus
other
lad.
plan.
Can your bird give a cough? More baddies come.
Well, he can't see down there any better than we can, and he's
From
too small to
outside.
carry a torch.
At the
Corvus,
front door, Corvus,
from
at the front
outside,
door.
lad.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Excellent.
You've made it clear that the bird and your connection isn't anything magical. We got it.
Okay, we'll say it perches
Yeah,
up
you just
here.
perch up
Is that good?
somewheres. Yeah.
You can move it around there, just somewhere in.
Yeah,
where you
just
can get
perch
a bit
right
of a
there,
perch. Okay.
and then something comes
So
in. Yeah.
Nightingale will kind of look to Corvus and be like, I'm going to try to stay ahead of your light. Remember, I can see in the dark and it gives me a slight advantage. You just follow behind and I'll just try to keep coming around in front of you. Whoop. And I'll take off down the stairs, all nimbly bimbly. I'll try to be sneaky. If I
Okay,
can.
give me a stealth check. There's a few little creaks in the stairs, but you're mostly moving quietly down the staircase. I will
Share the dungeon of no return.
see where you've moved. Follow the bouncing ball.
I got it. So,
Corvus,
like,
moving.
I'll be hugging Colin that inside post, you know, like the inside wall,
Yep.
as I come around, kind of peeking around the corner. It's the best kind of advantage when you're coming down spiral stairs. Stay to the inside.
Are you moving down the stairs, Douglan?
Sorry, yes.
Corvus, remind Douglan to watch that trick knee.
It does get a little wobbly.
We have seen it today. Ren is moving down the stairs with Douglan.
So again, Colin, I'm trying to stay ahead of Corvus's light, you know, like as it's coming around I'm trying to sneak ahead of it so I can still use what dark vision I can.
Okay.
Finding it annoying that for every one step he takes, I've got to take 3. God, you've got long legs, Corvus.
Think of how I feel with these short stairs.
I'm not on the new map yet, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. You guys are. When you're ready to move forward to that, I'll place you onto the. Ren is just basically moving in tandem with you. So.
Okay, yeah, if I could take another step, I just didn't think there was any more map left, so I'll go to the edge.
You want to stay within a 10 foot of Corvus, probably.
How much movement do you have left there? Or
Oh
guess it
gosh,
doesn't
I
even
think I
really
only
matter.
used like 20, so probably 10 feet.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not in combat.
No.
We're moving together like a synchronized SEALs team. Arr, 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 arr.
Yes, fill team thick. Let's go.
Okay. Nightingale, as you are getting deeper into, you notice that things, even with your dark vision, just seem darker. You know, it's an unnatural darkness. Corvus, you're the same as you're coming down. You're noticing that your torch seems to be casting less light, and it's just getting darker as you move down the staircase. We will move.
Not gonna lie, Corvus, kind of making me creeped out.
Does not bode well. I agree.
Okay, from where you are, Nightingale, as you kind of peer around the corner, you can see the bottom of the stairs. You can see a stone floor down there.
I'll kind of hold my hand up to make everybody kind of stop, and I'll listen to see if I can hear anything. Would that be a perception?
Yes, please. $17. You hear very faint, very faint noise, like something is kind of shuffling around somewhere down there, potentially dragging its feet around.
Okay, I'll be like, and I'll move down to, so that as soon as I can kind of see around into that open area, straight to the bottom of the
Corvus,
stairs.
I'm going to shift maps for you.
Yep.
Oh, that does not look happy.
And I'll just go 5 feet behind Corvus.
You see a zombie is standing down there. It's just kind of, it's shuffles forward a little bit, and then it shuffles back a little bit. It seems to be aware of the fact you're there, but it's not coming to attack you.
Let's parlay.
Do you speak zombie? Okay. Still keeping an eye on it, I'm going to take a 5-step kind of here so I can see farther into this room. And I will kind of, I'll have a ready to action if anything comes at me. I'm punching holes in it with my blade.
Okay, as you come around the edge of the stairs, you can clearly see that zombie is just standing there looking at you as you're in what appears to be what you would characterize as some sort of laboratory. As you come around the corner, what you do see off in the southeast corner are two girls. They're just standing up against the wall, and they're sort of looking forward, but their eyes are rolled in the back of their heads, and all you can see is just white.
It's one of those kinds of parties. Kelby, Corvus, we've got some company. I see the girls, but there's a zombie here. He hasn't attacked yet, so I'm not sure what the heck's going on.
I will move there.
Douglan will move maps for you.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Oops, that was the wrong button.
Step
I do what I
aside.
can,
Now, is there room enough, Colin, for me to slip through that area? Because, that's a center post, I would imagine, right? Goes right up through the whole windmill.
Yeah, and the gear works is actually up kind of towards the roof.
Yeah, so I want to kind of slip in
yeah,
and
you
slip around behind.
You could.
Okay, then I will go there.
All right. I think you're jammed by the stairs there. Okay. As you as you approach the girls, the zombie immediately moves in to attack you.
New initiative, or are we keeping with the same order?
Nope. Actually, no, we better re-roll initiative here. Roll initiative.
Yeah, that's more like it. I was ready for him. I was keeping an eye on him. One. You were looking over your court. What is this idiot doing, going in by himself?
Nice.
I'm just gonna let him go this time. We'll see what happens.
As you all hear a muffled squeal as the zombie comes towards Nightingale.
All right. Top of the order is Mithras. Mithras, there is no activity. But man, that pile of flesh down there sure looks yummy.
No, he holds his ground. He does what I tell him. He's a
Okay.
good bird.
Nightingale. This zombie, as you approach the girl, it just turned and started coming at you.
Well, being I'm beside Ren, I'll get sneak attack.
Nope, Ren is on the stairs.
I know.
Good try.
Yeah.
Good try. Since I'm beside Ren.
You ain't trying if you ain't cheating. Come on.
I kind of drop low and stab for its knee, trying to take this beast down before he can clobber me.
You hit.
Oh, yeah.
Give
Take
it a
that.
wicked mosquito bite across the kneecap.
Then I will move to there to try to draw it away from the two girls.
Okay.
Look at me, you dead flesh bag.
Douglan,
All right.
you can hear Nightingale has engaged in battle with something down there.
Referring to it as a flesh bag.
That's 10 feet, right?
Yep.
Right, I'm going to take a crack. Oop. Corvus, keep an eye out for that strange cloaked lad from upstairs. Smells like his doing.
Dad strength.
Target's hand is removed at the wrist.
Oh, you guys are brutal on these poor guys.
Nice. Wrist is incapable. Well, they just
They just
chop
slam
this
their
off.
arms anyway, but now it's going to be a stump.
Yep. Decent amount. And then backhanded. Oh, nice.
Oh, just a whirling dervish.
Excellent.
You cut the legs out from underneath this thing and it just flops backwards, dead.
Nightingale stands up. Yes! I had this handled.
I'm sure you did. I'm going to scan around. Do I see anything besides two girls?
As I mentioned, the room kind of looks like it's some sort of laboratory. You can see under the stairs there where they come down. There's nothing under the stairs. The two girls are just standing up against a wall, facing outward. Just sort of, like I said, their eyes are rolled in the back of their heads. They don't seem aware of the fact that you're there. And beyond that, you don't see anything else in the room, Douglan.
Can I... Well, we're still in combat, so that'll be my turn.
Nope. We're at a combat.
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I was just going to look on the desks and see what I see.
Nightingale will call Ren down. I found those 2 girls, but you may want to have a look here.
Okay, Ren makes her way over to the girls. Okay. So there's the table is right there in front of you, Douglan, and then just a little bit south of that, there's another table that has a bit of between the two. There's a lot of alchemy supplies that could be collected up. You see that there is a potion bottle. You identify it sitting on the laboratory table amongst the alchemist's supplies. And there is also a small wooden box that is closed.
So I'm going to, if I may, on the box, just do a divine sense over it and see if I detect any evil or anything that has been desecrated.
There's no cast for that, right? It's just...
Yeah, it's just an ability.
Yeah, I mean, it's an action, but it's just an ability.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't sense anything... The potion gives you a bit of a sense of dread, but not the box per se.
So I think I'm gonna just kind of take it for now. I'm not gonna open it yet. Let's figure out what's going on with these girls first. But I will let nudge Corvus and say, what do you think about this?
I think we should burn the building to the ground. Cleanse it with fire.
Before or after we get the girls out?
After, of course.
Okay, just wanted to be sure. But
Nightingale's gonna join Ren and be like, what do you think's going on?
So Ren is... you see Ren immediately reaches for one of the girls, and where their shirt is together, she kind of grabs the shirt and pulls it down a little bit, and you see embedded in her chest there is an orangish teardrop stone that has become embedded into her chest. And Ren turns back to Nightingale and says, the girls, they bought these as amulets many months ago, and one day as they wore them, the gems became embedded in their chests. And it was shortly after this time that they just had this uncontrollable urge to make their way to Whalespell. We have to find some way to get these gems out of the girls' chests.
Have you tried discussing this with the priest?
The girls were very adamant that I was not to take them anywhere. I believe it was part of the influence that was making them arrive here.
Douglan! Come here, Douglan! I'll step kind of so he can move his way in here. Douglan, do you think if I'll give a quick look over to Ren and be like, removed this gem, you'd be able to stop the bleeding?
I think I can.
No. Look at Ren and be like,
physical about it though. Like he's like, I think I can. Like not quite sure if he can.
Well, Ren, we could cut them out.
I do nudge Nightingale and hold the box out. Didn't sense anything evil. You want to have a look? You know what this is?
Well, let's deal with these girls first, and then I'll have a look at your jewelry box.
Perhaps we should take them out of here first.
Are they pliable? Like if we hold their hand and Try to take them up the stairs. Can we try that?
Sure.
You have interrupted my experiment. Although I have already determined what I need to know, your interruption will not be forgotten or forgiven. We will meet again. I promise that we will. Next time, you will join my undead minions. You will be fine additions to my collection.
That voice just seemed to echo everywhere through the old mill building. It wasn't directional in any way. You all just kind of heard it reverberating through the building.
Well, that was terrifying.
This guy likes to talk as much as this one. And I pointed Nightingale.
I think he was talking about you, Nightingale.
Yes, of course, of course. Well, Ren, should we get these girls out of here and figure out a way to get these gems out of their chests?
Yes, of course. We did try and remove one, and I fear it was going to kill her. Don't know if we can cut these out.
It was a barbaric suggestion, but, you know, just throwing out ideas. Douglan, do you think you could carry one of these girls over your shoulder? Corvus, you the same?
I can take them both.
To
This one
answer
can barely
your
drag his
quest-
own butt upstairs.
To answer your question, Douglan, yes, you could pick them up and throw them over your shoulder like a sack of flour.
But they won't walk, right? Like if we pull them with their
No,
hands.
they are somewhere else.
Okay.
They're just standing there in some sort of weird trance, apparently unaware of anything that's going on around them.
Okay.
Douglan, you take one. Corvus, you take one. Me and Ren will... I'm going to give a quick search of this room and I'll be right up.
I'll hand the box to Nightingale since my hands are full with one with a girl and one with...
Okay,
Pull off.
I'll throw the box into my bag. Is it a fairly small box, Colin?
Yeah, it's maybe 6 inches or so long, 4 inches or so tall, 4 by 4 by 6.
And like
just a little, like a
jewelry
little
box?
jewelry box almost. Yes.
Okay, Nightingale will tuck that in his shoulder bag. And then I'll give a search to the room, Colin. A thorough search.
Okay, I am just going to bring up the party sheet here, and we want that. Okay, you find, like I said, there's a bunch of alchemist supplies that would, if they were collected and sold, would have some sort of value, but they're fairly bulky. You'd have to collect it all up in a bag or something. And there is just a single potion sitting on the counter, the lab table, mixed in amongst the alchemist supplies.
Watch out for that one, Nightingale. I got a bad feeling. You can take it, but don't drink it.
Duly noted.
I bet you those supplies will fetch a pretty penny if we're still in the need.
Man, it'll be a hassle to get them out, and I don't think any of us want to walk around with an armful of doodads and bibbly-bobs.
I'm like, tell me about it.
Yeah, as he's carrying one of these girls out.
Nightingale will look to Ren and be like, I did see some books upstairs in the top room. I think I'll go fetch them. They might have clues to what we're facing here. If you'd like to escort me, madam.
She follows you up the stairs as Corvus and Douglan shoulder the girls and start carrying them up the stairs.
I knew he would find a way to get her alone. In a bedchamber, no less.
Corvus, you got one right over your shoulder. What are you complaining about?
All right. You and Ren. We won't
Yeah.
worry about moving on the map anymore. You guys make your way up the stairs, clamber over the pile of rotting flesh at the entranceway, where Mithras continues to keep a watch, and you make your way back to the upper floor of the you're so up in the upper floor again. You can see there's a couple of tables, the bed. I should be able
There was a desk with, like you said, 2 or 3 books, with, like, journals.
You guys should be able to just see the whole map there now.
Yep.
So you make your way up to the top room. On the desk, you do see that there's 3 books. One looks blank. There's an ink bottle and a couple of ink quills. The books are Poisoned Pen, Allegory or Literal Danger, and The Gathering Visions of the Necromancer are the 2 books. And then one is just blank. And in your searching of the room, you see that there is a small chest just to the east of the desk where the books in there are, just sitting on the floor.
Okay. Feeling a little nervous about chests, I will check this one for traps.
All right.
Now that would be under the pick locks category, or perception.
Yep. Nope. You're gonna. It's sort of a dexterity check to see if you can determine if.
Right.
All right. You are fairly confident. There is no traps. The chest is locked.
Okay, I will continue with my picks and tools and see if I can't pop this lock. And I'll give myself some guidance, Colin. I'll mutter a little prayer to myself, asking the God of Thieves to bless my tools.
Dear baby Jesus, please let me pick this lock.
Exactly. Oh, hang on. Why didn't that work again? Doesn't have effect guidance. I'll just roll the d4 and we'll add that. There. 11 total.
An 11? You opened the lock. It was a fairly simple mechanism. As you started to dig around in there, quite easy to open. You open up this box. There is a fairly large amount of mixed coins. You can see copper, silver, gold, and platinum all mixed together. There are a couple of potion bottles just laid on top of the coins, and there is about a foot-long metal-looking bar. It is circular until it gets to the ends, and the ends sort of have balls, like big ball bearings on the end of them. And you notice that sticking out of one end of the bar is a button, a silver button.
Push it.
Don't push the
Push
button.
it.
Push it. No, don't push it. Don't push it.
Okay.
We're
How
out
bi-
of the thing, right? We're out of the.
Yeah, you're free. You won't explode. How big is this chest? Would I be able to close it and carry it out?
It's got a fair amount of coin in it. It's going to be fairly heavy. There are Once you do the count, and there's 51 copper, 27 silver, 63 gold, and 15 platinum. The 2 potions and this metal rod.
Well, has Ren, like, do you think there's anything else in here we need, Ren? Would you be able to give me a hand with this chest?
Yep, she can give you a hand with it.
Okay.
You're just going to leave everything in the chest then?
Yeah, we'll just leave it in the chest for now.
Okay.
I'll toss those books in, Colin.
Okay, I will throw them on the party sheet here.
And if there's nothing else she thinks might be of value, we'll...
Do you want me to assign it, or you're just going to grab it?
Distribute it. Well, whatever. I'm not. It's okay.
Well, yeah, we'll say once I get down the stairs, we just divvy everything up, right? So just distribute the coin, and the rest of the books and ink and quill I'll just take.
So you're distributing the contents of that chest as well when you get downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll basically open it up to everybody. What do you guys think? Good haul for a day's work.
Potion will come in handy. I don't know what the other one is though.
I'll take this iron rod out of curiosity with the button, because damn, it's got a button.
So wait, the iron rod has the button?
Yeah.
Okay.
So who are the 2 potions going to?
We'll give a healing potion. What, Douglan?
I'll take one, sure.
Corvus, you want that other potion?
Is that the one we found in the basement?
No, this is the one we found in the chest.
In the chest? Oh, yeah, I guess I could take it.
Okay. And yeah, sounds good.
Okay, we just evenly distributed the coin out and the items as you all fill your bags and pouches with the items.
Very, very quickly, you guys see Nightingale struggling with the weight he's carrying.
Oh, quit playing around, Nightingale. You got this. As Douglan says,
I'll be right with you. Oh my god!
I'd help, but I'm carrying the girl.
Oh, I've got it. I'll just be a bit slower, but I've got it. So what does encumbered do?
You're encumbered, then you should maybe share some of this stuff around.
Let me see what I can... yeah.
I can carry quite a bit, right? Because I've got that Goliath ability, so I'm only at 110 pounds of 360 maximum. So.
Well, just take my shoulder back then, will you? God damn it. What am I doing? Please and thank you, good sir. Okay.
All right. You will say now you've made your way outside, crawling over the pile of dead zombie bodies that are piled up at the entranceway. You're all standing outside now.
Well,
Douglan and Corvus each have one of the sisters over their shoulder, and
well, I'll want to sit her down gently and then drag the bodies of the zombies and toss them into the building.
Okay.
And then I think we should burn this place.
I have no objections to burning down the house of death.
It is cursed. I have a flask of oil.
Okay.
A couple of them. So I'll just take it, toss it, spread it on the ground inside the door on top of the bodies.
Okay.
And then just that torch.
One minute, Corvus. 1 minute. Ren, do you think this is a good idea?
Yes, I do. Burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the torch that I had lit, I just tossed on top of the...
All right. The oil ignites quite quickly, and the old dried wood in this old mill house is lighting up pretty fast, burning up through the staircases, and yeah, the building's going up pretty quick.
Let's sit tight, make sure it doesn't spread.
Spread to what, Douglan?
Well, we're in isn't it like lush greenery around, or no? Am I mistaken?
I thought it was more like this is a windmill on a
And it was just
barren
rain.
coast.
Is it pouring rain? It was pouring rain when we got here.
Well, it's not raining. It was just kind of blowy snow, but
That's okay.
you know, it's
Sorry.
there's a few scattered trees on this bluff you're on, Douglan, and it's there's not much there. You know, back from the old mill house is cliff face. You're kind of surrounded by mostly cliffs. This is just this pathway comes out to this area, so the fire is really not going to have anywhere to go.
I do not think it will spread far if it does.
All right,
Excellent.
you guys start making your way back towards Whale Spell. It is a little slow for Douglan, as he's carrying one of the girls.
He's wheezing noticeably.
Yeah, both Douglan and Corvus are having to be extra careful. The girls still haven't come to. They're still just in whatever strange trance state that they're in. As you get close to town, Ren stops the group and says, We need to get the girls into town somehow without attracting attention.
Why?
I'm not sure what we're dealing with here, and I don't want them in any more trouble than they already seem to be.
Maybe Nightingale, you can go on ahead and get a cart of some kind.
See what I could come up with.
Even if we can just carry them to a person, we can just make it look like we're just dragging them along. Maybe they're drunk, if asked.
That's a good idea. Everybody pair up with one of the girls between, and we'll hold them up like they had too much. Quote my best Anne Green Gables. Peach raspberry cordial.
Yes, the old weekend at Bernie's trick. Let's do
Yes.
it.
Holding her head up.
Exactly.
Oh, stop it. Oh, look, Corvus, she likes you. Oh.
All right.
All right.
You get the girls down, and you kind of get their arms around your shoulders, and you're kind of getting them through town. Ren tells you that her place is not far from where you are, so you guys make your way to her little townhouse she has, and up the stairs and inside. Nightingale, it is a musician's palace, just full of instruments and music books and such. And you guys get into the main living area and set the girls down on a couch there. And Ren turns to the three of you and goes, "Now what? How do we get them out of this?"
Well, if it is a curse, then I would suggest we see priests.
You think taking them to the Temple of the Golden Sun in here in Whale Spell would help?
Hey, Nightingale, how are you with reading magic and the like? Perhaps we can look through these books and find a clue.
I could look. I wouldn't say I'm an expert at magic. I've recently figured out a few basics, but again, I could look.
My expertise is weapons, not reading. I mean, I thought we saw something about necromancy. Isn't that what that strange fellow was up to?
Well, indeed. Well, I will ask Corvus for those books, Colin, and I'll take a quick flip through. Books about this thick. It should only take me a week and a half.
Yes, it is very captivating read.
One must remove the entrails in order to fully zombify. Gonna give me
Or you could push
nightmares.
the button, push the button, and get it over quick.
Clearly, curiosity will kill your cats.
Come on, you gotta push the button. You know you have to.
Well,
But wait, though, because Douglan's gonna walk outside.
You go ahead and go over there and push the button.
Yeah, you
Colin,
got it.
I will pull out that box that Douglan gave me and have a quick search of that, make sure it's not trapped before I open it.
Okay, give us a search for traps check, please.
oh, looks safe.
Baby
So the box doesn't have any sort of latching mechanism. It just seems to be a bit of a pressure fit top is kind of pushed down on the box. It's not a hinge. You're just
Okay.
going to have to slide the top off the box.
Okay, I will. Opening it away from me type thing. Pointed at Corvus.
All right, inside it, sitting on a piece of black velvet material that's kind of balled up, there is a circular orange gem, and its makeup looks, in terms of the way that it sort of sparkles, it's orange in color, but it almost looks like it's made up of sparkles. And it's a circle, and its makeup looks the same as the gems that are embedded in the girls' chests.
Just do not touch it.
I was just about to.
I put it to my chest.
Okay.
Well, Ren, what do you make of this? Could this be something that could help us out?
I think it is cursed.
Ren kind of looks over the gem that's in the box, and she says, it is too much of a coincidence that this gem matches the ones embedded in the girls, but I don't know what it does.
Okay, I'll kind of, without removing it from the thing, I'll pick it up and give it a good look over. Could I make a bit of an Arcana check? With my newfound magical experience, potentially I might have stumbled across information about chest embedding gems and the sort.
Oh, a just about wizard such as yourself. Absolutely, you can make an Arcana check.
I do fancy myself a know-it-all.
When I see he's reaching to touch it, I take one solid step backwards.
An 8.
You're really drawing a blank. You can't really think of what the connection might be between this gem and the others.
Well, I'll be like, back up, everyone, back up. I wear gloves all the time, so I'm feeling a bit adventurous. I'll take it out.
Okay. as soon as you reach in and pull the gem out, the two girls who were sitting on the couch, they stand up, you know, where their eyes were kind of rolled in the back of their head. They come back to what looks like a lucid state, but they are just staring at the gem. Both of them now standing there.
Ooh.
Try moving it.
I would. I just need to unclench my butt. That was intense. Okay. Nightingale I'll walk up to one of the girls and put this gem near their gem. See what happens.
There doesn't seem to be any reaction other than they are solely focused on the gem all the time. So even as you move it close, that girl kind of watches it as you move it right towards her, the gem in her chest in a way.
Holding the gem in my hand, I'll be like, "You are released."
There doesn't seem to be any reaction.
Oh. Clearly there's a connection. I've solidified that bit of information. Maybe in the hands of a magi more experienced than myself, they might be able to get to the bottom of this.
I look at Ren and, do you know of any wizards in this city?
I do, but again, I am worried for the girls. I don't completely understand what we're dealing with here, and I hesitate to bring this to anyone right now.
Well,
I assume destroying the one that's not in their chest. I mean, then there's no turning back if we need this gem. Probably not a good idea.
I don't say it's a bad idea. They're in a bad state as it is. Maybe smashing it will release this power over them.
What?
Any objections?
Did I see you grab the rod? We all did, didn't we?
Yeah, I was grabbing my rod. I didn't push the button though. Do you want my rod?
I do not want to touch your rod.
You need a room.
Yeah. Well, listen. I think you have been brave to touch the thing. If we need to touch the rod, I will give it a shot.
Oh, I touched the rod already.
Meaning pushing the button.
Oh, you want to push the button on the rod? I'll hand you the rod.
I will not point it at Corvus.
So you grab, so the metal rod, like I said, it's about a foot long. It's a circular rod, and on the one end, there is a button that protrudes, just a little bit out, but clearly you can see, it's something that could be pressed.
All right. Protect me, old Father Gath. And I'll hold it out, I'll point it at a wall, and I'll push. Like, if there's any, is there noticeable ends? I know it's a rod, but you said circular, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like it has ball bearings on the end of it.
Okay.
And sticking out of the one ball bearing is the button.
Button. Okay. So if I were to sort of grab it from the middle where both ball bearing sides are not facing anybody, that's the way I'll do it. I'll give it a push. Been nice knowing you folks.
We are not smart people.
Adventurous.
All right. As you, so can you sort of show me the way that you would, are you holding it with one hand and you press the button, or?
Yeah. So
Just-
again, if
just
I'm
holding it and you
yeah,
press the button on it.
yeah, like, are there distinct ends? Basically, that's what
There
I
are
was asking.
distinct ends.
Okay, I don't want either end to be facing me or anybody else. So if
Okay.
I have to hold it in the middle and then push with my other hand, I'll do that. Or if I can push.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
to hold it in the middle. It's about a foot long bar, so you wouldn't be
Okay.
able to press it with your. But you can hold it and then like press the button like that.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay, so you hold it out, making sure the ends aren't close to anybody. You push the button, and you get a very weird sensation. The button pops out on the opposite side, and Douglan, it feels like you're not holding the weight of the rod anymore.
I let
It's like
go.
the weight has disappeared.
I let go. Does it
The
stay?
rod stays in place.
I won't metagame. I'm not gonna metagame. But I'm like, wow. Okay. So I'll put my hand back up. I'll try to move it.
You cannot.
Well, gents.
You grab onto the rod and kind of push it, try and pull it down or pull it. It is locked in the place where you press the button.
So I'll try to press the other side.
Okay,
where
you
the
grab
button
it
came out.
and press the button on the other side, and then you feel the weight comes back to your hand.
Very cool. I'm gonna raise it up. I'm gonna push the button again,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna do one of these.
Ooh, yeah, feel the burn.
The rod
do it?
does not move.
Are you done messing around, Douglan?
I do one-handed. Check that out, Nightingale. Check it out. No, am I able to lift my weight though?
Easily, yes.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I'll need a strength
Definitely
check with
need to roll.
disadvantage.
Come on, that's the one thing I have is athletics. Darn it.
Yes, absolutely. You can do a couple of chin-ups.
Okay, so I pop it again and I bring it down.
Yes.
This might come in handy, lads.
All right. Now, this is in your inventory somewhere there, Nightingale?
Here, I'll throw it. Yeah, it's
Just tell me where it is, and I will.
under the ink
There it is,
bottle
iron rod.
and above the sling.
So this is an immovable rod. An ordinary-looking flat iron rod with a strange button on one end. The rod can hold up to 8,000 pounds of weight. Creature can use an action to make a DC 30 strength check, moving the fixed
DC
rod
30.
up to 10 feet on a success.
Okay, all right. You want to take that, Douglan?
No, I was gonna ask. I don't want to take it if you think it's more handy for you.
Well, you carry it for now. I'll throw it in the party sheet.
All right.
You were brave enough to push the button. You can carry. You may have my rod.
I'll hold your rod close.
It's a touching moment, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We still have pressing matters of these girls.
I, Douglan, think that potentially smashing this gem isn't a terrible idea. Ren, have you ever heard of breaking enchantments by destroying items? Is that a thing?
There are many, many songs and stories that speak of destroying evil gems for various reasons. Yes, indeed.
Anyone got a hammer? Or a glaive or a halberd? They could smash a
Certainly.
gem? Well, do we want to do it inside your flat? Maybe outside in case there's an explosion?
That's probably a valid point.
I see. You got a lovely collection of instruments. I'd hate to see something get broken. Come on, Douglan, we'll go outside. Corvus,
All right.
there's no need for all of us to die, so you wait here.
Keep my eye on the girls.
Yeah.
So the girls literally watch as Nightingale leaves with the gem in his hand. You know, they follow you, and as you go out through the door where they're no longer in eye shot, they just sit there looking exactly where they last saw you head outdoors.
But they didn't follow. They're not moving.
They did not follow, but their attention has been locked on that gem since Nightingale first lifted it out of the box.
Anything else in that box? I'll have a quick peek. No false bottom with a note, instruction manual.
Like I said, there's a piece of a black velvet material that was sort of neatly rolled in there that the gem was laid on. As you pull that out, it's just the wooden box.
Okay. When we get clear, kind of someplace inconspicuous, maybe down an alley or something. I'm sure there's quite a few of those in Whalespell.
There's an alley, a very narrow alley, right beside Ren's flat, her apartment.
Okay, I'll take the gem out and put it on the ground. Be like, smash away.
I have actually a. Now I'm gonna use my halberd in case it.
Your halberd will keep you at least 10 feet away.
That's true. I was gonna use a crowbar. Yeah, I'll just use the halberd. I'll use the butt end. Just Nightingale, just hold it down for me, would you? And then I'll smack it.
No chance. Not gonna fall for that.
Just hold it for me, would you?
If you want to hold it, use that damn rod. But I don't think you will need it. Smash away! Come on, I believe in you.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it. Smash
All right.
it.
I am going to say that it's an automatic hit for you, an on-moving target that's sitting on the ground. So you raise your halberd and you swing it down, and it hits the gem perfectly. Instead of just sort of cracking or chipping or anything, this circular gem just seems to explode into just dust as you smack it. Inside Corvus, the two girls. Outside you hear this sort of screaming, yelling sound as the gem explodes. Inside, the gems in the girls' chests, Corvus, they explode outwards out of their chest, and the two girls just fall to the ground.
I dash over to check to see if they're alive or if they're dead.
Yeah, Douglan's gonna run in too.
That didn't sound good.
No. Sounded like a lot of folks were trapped in there.
All right, the two girls sort of collapse on the ground. They start to sit up and they're looking around, and the one girl, the two girls kind of grab onto each other, but then they see Ren, and they're like, Ren, what's happened? Ren looks to them, and she crouches down beside them and starts to explain what's happened over the last couple of weeks, where she explains to them they arrived by a ship. It just happened that they came in to the Yawning Dog Tavern and sat down and were eating. That night, Ren met the girls, and they got to know each other. The girls didn't understand why they had come to Whalespell. They just felt this uncontrollable urge to make their way there. They explained that they were from sort of the far southeastern part of Emathan, referred to as the Sea of Sand. These girls are tieflings, which I don't think we mentioned at any point. And they live in the Sea of Sand. They're a part of the tribes that live there. They just left their homes, found a way by ship to get here, all the time just with this draw that they just, this urge that they couldn't stop themselves from coming to Whalespell. Their memories sort of just stopped one night. They remember they went to bed and they just woke up here moments ago. Ren explains how a kind of a street urchin that works for her saw the girls walking off to the east along the trail one day, followed them, saw the girls, went into the old mill tower, came back, told Ren, and Ren went to try and find them, encountered the undead, and came to find you good folks a few days later. That's kind of what has transpired. You're obviously listening along to the story as she's explaining to the girls what has happened.
Nightingale will be like, I remember I killed 4 of them.
Do you, what, first of all, Mom, my name is Douglan. What's your names, if I may?
The 2 girls introduce themselves as Inkaria and Deloth Zandani is both their last names.
Welcome back to the living here. Do you have any memory of a gem on your chest? Either one of you.
The one who looks like she's probably the older of the 2 sisters, the one who introduced herself as Deloth, she says, yes, we bought them as gifts for one another from a traveling merchant, and they were a necklace. And then one day we both awoke and the gems had embedded themselves in our chests. There was no way to get them out. And over time, we both found this growing urge to make our way to Whalespell. We didn't even know what this was. We just knew where we needed to get to.
Do you remember the person that sold it to you? Can you describe him at all?
He was just one of the many merchants that travel from time to time through our area selling all kinds of goods. We had saved up for these necklaces as a gift to one another, and he sold them to us for very cheap. I guess for understandable reasons.
And this was back in your homeland?
Yes, it was.
Can we describe anything about the cloaked figure?
I was just about to ask that, Colin.
Yeah.
Using minor magic in prestidigitation, would I be able to take some sand and sculpt that into the face of the wizard? Because remember, he pulled his head back and yelled at me, right? So I've seen what he looks like. Would I be able to kind of magically shape him out of sand?
Sure. I'd agree to that.
I will do that then. I'll pull that little bag of sand and pour it, and as I'm pouring it, it shapes up into his face. I'll be like, do you recognize this man?
They both sort of look at each other and, no, I'm sorry, we don't.
Ren, this is the man who is responsible for all this. I saw his face before he vanished.
Ren kind of looks at it and she says, well, I've never seen him before either.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll not forget that creepy fella.
I have a feeling he's not going to forget us either.
If I'm not intruding too much, ladies, are you of any significance of why someone may want to have kidnapped you? Are you noble?
We are not.
Well, Ren, it would seem that this fellow was testing something out, as he said he's gotten the evidence he needed from his experiment. I believe these girls was an experiment.
Ren kind of looks at the girls, and that would make sense. It seems that they were drawn here somehow by that gem you destroyed, maybe?
It would seem by the way they locked onto it. Perhaps we should send word. Keep an eye out for these gemstones. These orange, almost made of stars. Gems.
Inkaria, Naloth, do you have any memory of your time down in that basement of that windmill?
The last thing that I remember is we had gone to bed. We had spent the night with Ren at the Yawning Dog. We had returned to our accommodations, and I woke up here.
Ren, how long ago was that?
At least a week.
Are you ladies hungry?
You must be famished.
They look at each other. Yes, actually, I'm quite hungry. So Ren takes them off to the kitchen to rustle up some food for them.
Well, as Nightingale's kind of, flipping through his things, he draws out this looks like a note, and it's like,
What is this? Must have fallen out of one of these books.
reading it, it says, Melton.
Does that ring a bell to any of you fellas?
Melton?
Yeah, it just happens to be in my bag. A note says Melton.
You mean
Ren?
it's addressed to a Melton?
No, that's all it has on the note.
Just says the word Melton.
Yeah.
A mystery to me. I don't know a Melton.
Ren, do you know a Melton?
I don't believe I do.
I believe this note slipped out of one of those books I had. Potentially. It says Melton.
Sorry, I don't know what it means.
Sisters, do you recognize the name at all, by chance?
No, I'm sorry.
Fold it back up, put it back in my bag.
Well, leave that mystery to be unwound later on, I believe. Well, Ren, what do you figure? Will you be getting these girls sorted?
I'm
Well, that's a
assuming you
good
would like to
question
return
now,
home.
isn't it? We'll need to get them home, but they're far too young to make the trip by themselves. I can't believe it. They made it here the first time.
Sea of Sands. Far.
Yes, very far. I believe that the only proper course of action is I will have to see them back to their homes in the Sea of Sand. I'm sure I can arrange passage on a ship, but I will be gone for some time.
Perhaps a portion of the money that we took from the tower should go to the girls.
I guess. We could fund the trip.
It's the least that they deserve after what they have been through.
Well, luckily they.
Sorry, little metagaming here. We don't know that you're a penumbra bard, right? Or we do?
You know I'm a penumbra bard, yes.
Okay, and Ren is or is not a penumbra bard?
Ren is also a penumbra
Ren
bard.
is also a penumbra bard.
All right, but the girls are not.
The girls are not.
Okay.
No,
Carry
the
on.
girls just happened to make their way into the Yawning Dog when they first arrived in Whalespell and became friends with Ren. That's how she came to know them.
So, Colin, I should delete this wooden box sunstone, correct?
Yes, please.
Is the wooden box of value?
No.
Gone.
People wouldn't mock. Never know.
If you want a small
You
jewelry
keep
size
your
wooden
weed
box.
in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Your halfling weed.
Yeah.
I got medicinal uses for it.
Like, kind of speaking to Ren in a bit more of a private setting, Nightingale will be like, is there someone we can contact, Ren, to get a replacement to fill in your position in Whalespell while you're gone?
I can get a message back to the college. They will send someone else in my stead. Yes.
Would I be able to ask you a favor, dear? And I'll hush right in and be like, can you inform them as well that I've headed back to the Tiancha vineyards with Douglan?
I can pass that message along, indeed.
I'm sure they're going to be curious as to where the shipment of wine is, and if you could relay that story of... I guess you don't know the story, huh? There's been a hiccup, and I'm investigating further.
This is what you'd like me to tell them.
Yes, please.
Then I will pass it along. As for my travels, I believe the girls will be okay here. I do need to go and see what available transportation will be sailing from Whalespell in the next week that I could possibly get myself and the girls on. Are you okay? You are welcome to stay here. I trust you will lock up if you're leaving. Are you staying, leaving? What is your plans for your time left here in Whalespell?
I can't speak for the others, but having a place to crash wouldn't be a bad idea while we figure out our next move.
Were you not staying with someone you said in town already?
Yes, that is true.
Subtle. She wants you out of her house.
Yes, we did make acquaintance. We should check back in with them as well.
Also, should we not inform somebody of the goings-on of this necromancer? He does pose a threat to the area if he's still operating here.
His name is Melton.
I'm going to call him.
His name is Milton the Necromancer.
That is a good point, Corvus. I will also take care of that. I do have a contact within the council. I will make aware of this situation in an anonymous manner. They can investigate it further themselves if they wish to.
Indeed. And don't forget to talk to the Penumbra Bards about the sunstones in these poor girls' chests. We may be running into more of these if this was some kind of experiment.
Indeed, I will relay that information. It could be of significance.
Somebody's testing out something.
So with that, Ren leaves. The girls are still sitting in the kitchen. They are clearly famished because they are putting it down.
So
Do-
Mithras has on hand, where's his inventory? 210 GP, 266 silver pieces, 3 platinum pieces, and 2 EP pieces, which I think I just converted to EP using the converter. Just was playing around with it.
How about Douglan, Corvus? You guys fetch us horses, because I do believe we have a trek ahead of us, and horses will be necessary. And maybe touch base with our friends here in Whalespell. Let them know we'll be leaving soon, I believe.
Anyway, as I was trying to say, did we want to give the girls some of this gold?
By some, what do you mean?
Some of the gold that Mithras has got on him?
So
How-
would we
how
How
know
much do
like
you think they'll need to travel? 100 gold pieces?
Yeah. 100 gold? Jesus.
Oh, Lord, I don't know.
Would we know how much
My passage has been
is?
paid for me wherever I've gone so far. I do not know what it costs.
Would we know what passage would be from across the
Here
little
to
bay
there?
where this-
Whalespell to the Sand of Sea,
Sea
or
of
the
Sand
Sea
or
of
whatever?
Sand.
Depending on what kind of ship Ren is able to book them on, you know, it could cost anywhere from a couple of gold to maybe 10 gold at the most for their travel cost. That would include their trip, their food, you know, everything they would need to get themselves back to the Sea of Sand.
Then
Correct. 25
let's say,
gold each.
I was going
I'll
to say
chip in.
yes.
Yeah, I'll
25
chip in.
gold
Yeah.
Each
Okay.
or total.
total.
So if you can
Total.
remove 50 gold from Mithras's inventory, that wealthy little raven.
Done.
That's true, because the Raven's getting a cut. Yeah, exactly.
We're just using it as party treasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
He basically hops over.
Yeah.
Gold.
Toss it up.
Just coins dropping out.
Holy
It is a
man.
big raven.
As long as he doesn't shite it out.
Yeah, that
But,
dispenser
sorry.
is not as pleasant.
As I was saying before, you two go ahead. I'll catch up. I have
So we're
some
gonna head back to the
business to attend to.
where are we going back to? What's it called? The hold on.
But what time of day is
There's
it?
someone.
That place is only like an hour away.
Yeah, it's around noon now.
Don and Ferrex,
Corvus.
the Mistwalkers. You guys gonna head back there?
Mistwalkers.
Don,
That's where you were staying with Don and
Ferric.
Ferric.
Oh wow, I didn't write that down. Shame on me. Okay. Yeah.
You get a half day's travel in.
Why, we're in Whalespell.
Yeah, it stinks of fish.
It does indeed.
Yeah, if you
Okay,
guys want
so
to secure.
Douglan and Corvus, along with Mithras, you guys are going to make your way back to the Mistwalker's home.
Yeah, we're not that far though, right? This isn't like an hour away, or
Oh no,
'Cause
it's
I'm
just
not
within
gonna
the,
leave.
within the city.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take you 10 minutes or so to walk through town to where they are.
Okay. Yeah. We'll head out.
Get horses!
We need to sleep tonight first.
What time is it?
It's about noon.
Well, we don't know how long you're going to be. Why don't you go finish your biz, and then we'll figure it out.
All right. So Corvus and Douglan, you are making your way through town to the Mistwalker's home. And Nightingale, what are you doing?
So, is this a one-room type abode? Ren's place?
Nope. There are 2 bedrooms in an upstairs. It's not a big townhouse, but it does have an upstairs with 2 smaller sized bedrooms.
Okay. Leaving the ravenous sisters to clear out Ren's kitchen, Nightingale kind of zips upstairs and he'll strip off his jester's outfit, pull off his mask, and using
Where's this leading? You're getting undressed in a strange girl's room?
with 2 strange girls. No. Then using his disguise kit, he'll put on a different disguise. He puts on he uses some charcoal from the kit to darken his hair and puts on a fake mustache and puts on traveler's clothes, he'd be I've got a set of common clothes in here just for traveling around in. Makes him look very just like everybody else. He doesn't want to stand out.
Okay.
And, tucks everything else away, and then he comes downstairs and, if the girls are busy eating, he's not going to say anything. He'll just kind of close the door and lock it behind him and then go to rendezvous with the group. But now I don't look like Nightingale at all. I look like, I even go as far as to put a few wooden wedges in my boots so that I look a bit taller.
Okay.
A bit of egg yolk on my face, and it tightens it up, makes me look a bit older. I'm just going, using my disguise kit to its fullest to make myself just look like a everyday human.
Okay. And now you are headed where?
To rendezvous with Douglan and Corvus
Okay, so
at Dawn's
You're headed
place.
to the Mistwalkers as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After, 10 minutes or so travel, Douglan and Corvus, you guys arrive. You head up the stairs to Ferric and Dawn's. Knocking on the door, Dawn opens up the door and she looks a little ragged, probably a little hungover from last night's activities, and well, come in. Where were the 3 of you off to so early this morning? Egan, you're muted there, buddy.
It was really good. I said, saving the world, love.
Saving the world? Let's see. You could have saved me from myself last night.
They offered
We were
you
having too
milk.
good of a time.
Indeed, it was quite enjoyable.
You
Ferric is sitting in sort of the living room space, his head in his hands. Yes, indeed, it was good. Not so good now. Where were you lot this morning?
Do we still have zombie shit all over us?
A little bit.
There was a little bit of a pest outbreak at the windmill. We took care of it, though.
I'm not sure where this windmill is, but listen. Clear my head. You had visitors this morning, Douglan. Shortly after, I assume maybe you left. Maybe not shortly, I'm not really sure, but there were 2 members of the Vanguard who came looking for you, and they requested that you return to Wind-Kept Citadel. Apparently, the commanders would like to speak with you.
They said nothing else?
Just that if you returned, you were to go to the Citadel and introduce yourself. You will be taken to meet I believe their last names are Atwater. They run the Citadel here in Whalespell.
Seer Yanel is part of the Vanguard, correct? Yeah. Okay. So I'm at ease. I'm not thinking like we're in trouble. Like we just met with them. Okay.
Yeah, you were just at the Wind-Kept Citadel. That's where you met with Seer Yenal.
Got it. And all right, lads, if you don't mind, did they say come alone or? Just...
They did not. They actually asked if your party could return.
You don't mind, lads? Do you need to rest, or do you want to head out? If you don't mind coming with?
Yeah, there's still half a day left. Might as well.
Am I with them yet? Probably not, eh?
No, not yet. You're just making your way across town after having dolled yourself up.
So yeah, why don't we wait for him just a bit? If it becomes too long, then I'll leave word for him to follow.
We'll say, 15 minutes or so later, after you've spent some time talking with Dawn and Ferric, this stranger appears at the doorway. Dawn walks over and says, "Can I help you, sir?"
Certainly can, Don. Maybe you may...
She kind of gives you this squinty look like, Nightingale?
In the flesh, but keep it between us, will you, love?
She looks back. It's Nightingale.
I'll walk in.
I felt the need for a little presto changeo, if you know what I mean, gents.
Are you hiding from
strange
someone,
person.
Nightingale?
Am I hiding from people? Haven't come across a evil dead creating wizard in the last 24 hours. Might make you a little nervous.
Besides, I kind of like this look.
What should we call you?
Dawn
Keep calling you
is kind of
Nightingale.
standing towards the wall, just kind of. Okay. Is this normal behavior for him?
Normal does not aptly describe him.
I feel that is true.
You guys can call me Corey. Corey Fairbanks.
And he struts around, he walks a little bit different. He's like,
I've come to give you a hand.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Douglan just shakes his head.
Are you sure you want to take him with us to this place?
I think we're stuck with him for now, Corvus. All right, lads. We've been called to court from the Vanguard. You mind coming? Corey, is it?
Well, if they've got more information that might help us, let's go.
Dear
Douglan
God.
can't help but chuckle.
Is that really you?
I am quite the actor.
Indeed.
Everything
Alright.
is a performance.
The 3.5 of you head off. You make your way across town back over towards the Wind-Kept Citadel. You make your way up to the entrance where you first arrived, and you see Alan is there in his usual guard position, and seeing Douglan approach, he walks up and, I assume you're here because you were requested. If you could just wait, I'll let them know that you're here for your meeting.
When he kind of walks off, Nightingale will look to the others. I would hope you guys will play along like I've been a part of your group for a while. I just wasn't here the last time, if that's okay.
Whatever blows your hair back, Corey.
Thank you.
I will do what I always do and pretend I don't know you.
I'll take that as a yes.
All right. 5 minutes or so later, Alan arrives back, and the commanders are ready to see you. Now, I want you to understand that they are the head of the vanguard here in Whalespell. Please be upon your best behavior.
I just slightly look to Corey. Don't say anything. Of course.
My lips are sealed, Douglan.
I didn't say nothing.
Alan leads you across the courtyard, much as last time, towards the main keep building inside the walls. Just like before, there are vanguard practicing individually and group exercises. You can see they're running one-on-one combat in practice gear, and just the same sort of situation that occurs here in the wind-kept citadel day after day. They're down towards the water, so wind-kept citadel extends out onto the water, the walls out to a large
Got their own
gate.
harbor.
Yeah, their own little walled harbor, and you can see there are ships making their way back and forth to that big war galleon that's sailing out there, that's anchored out there. Seems like they're working on the ship today or something. All seems fairly normal activity for the Citadel. Alan leads you inside the keep. You travel through. You recognize. You go past the area where you met the seer last time. Up a flight of stairs and down. A large set of double doors are open, and you walk in. Not a particularly large room. There is a half-circle table with two very decorative chairs on the flat side of the table. There are 8 chairs around the circular section, and Alan points to the chairs and says, you guys get yourself seated there, and the commanders will be in shortly. Their names are Galen and Odessa.
I'll kind of walk in and sit myself kind of just slightly off-centered.
I thought you were going to reverse the chair, straddle it.
I'm on my best behavior.
Nice.
I figured I'd give you front and center.
From the back of the room, there is another set of double doors. One of the doors open, and 2 ladies enter the room, and then after them comes a man. One of the ladies and the gentleman, they come over, and they sit down at the 2 chairs that are across the table from you. The second lady stands beside the seated lady. You recognize her as Seer Yenel. Is standing there beside the two that are seated. And the gentleman looks across the table at all of you and he says, "First of all, I would like to thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate that you have come to speak with us today. Seer Yenal," he kind of looks over towards her, "came to us and explained what happened during your recent visit." And he looks towards Douglan. Douglan, I believe it is.
Aye.
We will make proper introductions and then we have much to talk about. My name is Galen Atwater. I am one of the two commanders here at Windkept Citadel. This is my wife, Odessa Atwater. Odessa is also a commander here at Windkept Citadel. And I believe you already know Seer Yenal, who you met with during your last visit.
Aye.
Douglan, we know you have a lot of questions regarding your visit with the Seer, and based on what the Seer has told us, we also have questions. I will begin by explaining some of the things that you came to know during your visit with the Seer. You now understand that your winery was visited by a group of beings known as the Gath. Is this correct?
Aye.
The Gath homeworld is known as the Between. Our seers refer to it as the astral plane. The Between exists somewhere between Emathan and the heavens and hells. It is hard really to fully comprehend the dimension that this resides upon, but we accept that that is how it is. For us, the Vanguard, we have concern over the Gath as the Gith Yankee, as they are known, have allied with the Dooms. This makes them our enemy as well. We are not necessarily allies to the ones that you were introduced to as the Githinthor. And I believe the Seer said in your mind you referred to these groups as the Visitors, the Githinthor, and the Intruders, the Githyanki. Although we are not allies, we have met them several times before to discuss our mutual enemies. These meetings with the Githinthor were facilitated by monks from a place called the Timeless Temple. We do not understand the connection between the monks and the Githinthor, but clearly there is one. The temple is located somewhere in the forest northwest of Allegon, next to the coast. If you decide to visit this temple, it is our suggestion that you meet with the Vanguard in Allegon and secure a guide to show you where it is. Now, Douglan, I am sure you have many questions. We have shared this information with you at the Seer's suggestion. What would you like to ask of us?
Well, my first question is, have you had any other contact with Maggie, my daughter? These
We have
monks that
never
you
had
visited.
we have never had contact with your daughter. The seer showed you the events of the night that Anton returned. You unknowingly have had interaction with your daughter. The seer believes that it is important for you to visit with Anton. She feels that Anton's memories are important to your understanding of what is going on.
When you mentioned these monks, were those the ones that I saw in the vision that were defending her?
According to the seer, she believes that the ones you saw that night protecting and fighting with Maggie were Githynthor. The ones you refer to as the visitors. The ones that attacked that night were Githyanki, who clearly had an objective to secure Anton from returning to the winery.
I guess my confusion is, where do these monks come into play? You mentioned monks. That you've had meetings with these monks. Are they
Yes,
part of either or? They're part of the Githynthor?
we do not know. The monks reside at the Timeless Temple. This temple is located near Alagon.
And that's where you want me to go?
We do not want you to go anywhere. We are only providing you information so that you can further your search for your daughter. As I have said, Seer Yenal believes it is important for you to meet with Anton. Whether you choose to go to the temple at some point to continue your search if required is in your hands.
Understood. Can you tell me, because
It was the monks who facilitated our visit with the Githynthor.
I guess what I'm trying to determine is if there are two separate things here. There's the Githynthor and then the monks that reside in the Timeless Temple, right? That's okay.
Sounds like the
So-
monks just facilitated the meetings.
Got it. So Douglan's gonna, kind of put on his military hat a little bit, bigger picture, if you will. Tell me, Master. Master Galen, are these Githyanki a bigger problem than just them taking Anton and my family?
Galen looks to his wife, Odessa, and he says, maybe you should explain the situation. And Odessa sits forward in her chair and she says, it is our understanding that the Githyanki and the Githynthor are two clans of many Gith clans who live in the between. The seers have told us that the Githyanki have taken up arms against all other Gith clans in an effort to become the rulers of the between. It would appear that the Githynthor are one of the last clans that stand against the Githyanki. Many of the other clans have either been surrendered or destroyed. We do not fully understand what the interaction between these two groups and your winery is, but there must be a connection.
Kind of looks off into space and kind of remembers. He was not really tight with the business. It was never his thing, but he does remember some odd folks coming by, and he knows all of the rumors of the power of this winery and all that. And he just sort of says it has to do with something called the Alm Brew. Everyone goes crazy about that one. And he kind of looks over at Corey, but doesn't say anything. I'll heed your advice. I'll head back to Anton and ask questions and see if I can't shake his memory a bit and find out why they keep coming through here, causing trouble.
Odessa speaks again and says, If Seer Yentl is correct, we do believe that Anton is key to your understanding of what's become of your daughter.
I thank you. Thank you for sharing all this.
We do have one ask of you in return for this information.
Here it comes.
We need to understand the connection between the Githyanthor, the Githyanki, and the winery. We need to understand why the events that played out in your mind occurred once you understand them.
You have my word. I will share whatever information I find. But just, I ask that if any information puts my daughter or Anton at jeopardy, that we be very careful about who we share that with.
That is understood. Because you're Corey and not Nightingale, I look over and kind of stare at Nightingale, if I may, but Corey. Kind of raise my eyebrows like, is there anything you would like to add to this? Because I know why you were there. You told me why you came to the winery. But I don't want to sell you out.
Noticing your look, as you're as subtle as every dad.
I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. Corey's like,
Seer Yentl's like, is he okay?
Is he having some sort of episode?
Well, Douglan, your family's wine is coveted by a few people in this land. Other than that, what some interdimensional being might want your family is definitely a mystery.
The shot sounded like a shot at him.
No, I've heard the rumors, Corey. I know the wine is special. I just don't know why.
You'll have to beg my pardon, Galen. But You want us to go to this monk temple? You guys have a contact there? We could possibly get a name so we just don't show up like weirdos.
Corvus is biting his tongue not to make a comment. Got to stay polite.
It is important for you all to understand that we are not directing you to go to visit Anton. We are not directing you to go to visit the monks at the Timeless Temple. We are providing you the information. You must make these decisions on your own.
But you don't know anybody at the temple.
We do not know anyone at the temple. But as I said before, my suggestion is you visit the Vanguard in Elegon. They will provide you with a guide that will show you to the temple. It has been at least a year since I have received any information to say that we have met with the Githanthan. We being the Vanguard.
So, to be clear, there has not been a clear and present danger, so to speak, other than my run-in. Is that correct?
Yeah, is this the first of this conflict spilling over into the protected lands?
If it is indeed spilling over, which is part of what we are hoping, Douglan, you can tell us when you meet with Anton. This will be the first that the conflict that we know of has come to our world. As I said before, we know that the Dooms are in alliance with the Githyanki. We do not yet know to what end. We are also hoping you can help us to understand that alliance.
The Dooms is a known sort of evil, let's call it, right? Vanguard Dooms, a Hatfield McCoys type of thing.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't need for them to explain kind of the Dooms,
No.
like the fact that they're even aligning with them.
Yeah, the battle, the endless battle between the Vanguard and the Dooms has been going on for centuries and centuries.
Got it.
For millennia, it's been going on for since the very first rifts brought people through. Was the beginning of the Vanguard and the Dooms battles against each other.
Okay. So it's fair to say that Douglan also would just naturally think of the Dooms as wrong and immediately not care for anybody that would side with them.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well then, Douglan, I think we better get our stuff together and get heading back to the winery.
Corey, you've never said wiser words since I've known you.
Corvus, as you've been watching a lot of this conversation, you pick up on the fact that Odessa has been watching you quite a bit.
I look at her quizzically. Do you have something you wish to ask me?
She thinks for a moment and... I do, but I believe I would prefer to ask it in private, if that would be okay. Corvus, I believe it is?
Yes, Corvus.
Would you mind joining me in the back room for a private conversation?
All right. My curiosity is piqued.
All right, you and Odessa. She excuses herself from the table and walking with Corvus into the, basically through the doors that they originally entered into the meeting room. She closes the door and she turns and she turns to Corvus and she says, Corvus, I could not help but notice you wear a slave collar.
I do.
Are you a slave?
Not anymore. I hold the ring.
Why do you still wear the collar?
I do not know how to remove it.
Do you know who placed the collar?
Well, I believe it is put on there by a group of people called the Chosen.
It's the Chosen, right?
Brethren.
Brethren. By the Brethren. They are a zealot from the Goliath homeworld that seek to enslave my people.
Unfortunately, I do not know how to remove the collar. I have seen it before on your people, unfortunately. I have a suggestion for you. There is a gnome who owns a tinker shop in Whalespell. His shop is called the Muckabout. Bizarre name indeed, but his family has some experience with these collars. I believe that you should visit and find out further if the collar can be removed. I am staunchly against slavery, Corvus. It is good to hear that you are no longer a slave. My people, and for reference of the group, Galen is human, Odessa is an elf. My people have dealt with slavery themselves, and the Vanguard are very much against it. I am very much against it. I would suggest you meet with the gnome. I believe his name is Temzart.
Is that Tem Zart, like Tem Fart, but with a Z?
Temzart.
Sure.
I was
From a meta
Double
standpoint,
vowels.
you will come to learn his name is Tenzart Roy Winkle, if you're making your notes.
No. Just asking for the sake
Just
of it.
asking, yeah. Just proper enunciation.
I just got my ear up to the door of the private room that you know, I can't hear the two talk.
Well, it was good, yes. 'Cause I
While
wasn't even
Galen,
close to
while
the
Galen and Yenal are looking at you like, what you doing?
Yeah, I'm not actually doing that. Just
I do thank you for speaking with me. I did not want to speak of your collar, as I do understand that it is not something you probably wish to have.
It is not something I am proud of wearing. No. And I am in your debt for this information. Thank you.
Indeed, we do not need to speak of this conversation to your friends. What you choose to do with my suggestion is yours.
Thank you.
With that, she escorts you back into the room and takes her seat back. Galen, they were kind of waiting for the return. Galen turns to Douglan once again and says, Douglan, is there anything further you wish to ask of us or ask of us?
I can't think of anything. I think I need to make time to Anton and get some answers.
I believe that would be your most prudent next move. And at the seer's direction, I would get there as soon as possible.
Understood.
Galen and Odessa stand. they turn to the seer, and Odessa says, "Seer, is there anything you wish to say to these folks before we leave?" And the seer just looks to Douglan and says, "There is much you must learn, Douglan. Remember what I told you. Seek the answers, and they will find you." And with that, the seer turns and leaves the room, and Odessa and Galen go, "We will excuse ourselves. Good luck. And please ensure you share your information with us when it is available." And then they turn and depart the room. Almost on cue, as the doors close, Alan's back in the room, and I'll take you back to the door when you're ready. Do you maybe need a minute or something?
Douglan, how you feeling about all this?
I feel like I got more questions than answers, but at least we have direction, eh? Again, if you guys will stick with me, I would appreciate it. It seems like we've got every rock turns up a new enemy.
As I said, we will help. I do have a request, though. There is a gnomish store that I wish to visit before we leave town.
Looking to pick up some toys?
The lady there told me that this person that works there may know how to take this off, and I tapped the collar.
It would be very selfish of me not to oblige. So yeah. I need to rest too, folks. And then we head straight for Tionchar. Back to my
Corey will kind of walk over to Alan and put his hand on his shoulder. Be like,
Alan, we're kind of helping you guys out, so you think you guys be able to help us out with some rides? We got a fair travel ahead of us. You got a few horses laying around we might be able to borrow?
I could ask.
I'll pat him on the back. Good man.
Okay. Do you just want to wait here then? Do you need these horses immediately?
No. We got a few things to run around in the city. We'll come back for them. What do you say?
Okay, yes. When you come back, I will have an answer for you.
Perfect. I was told you were a good guy.
Okay. So Alan leads you back the way you came, across the courtyard, and to the entranceway into the Citadel, back out into Whale Spell.
We're probably late afternoon by now.
Yeah, well, you were, we'll say it's, maybe 2:30 in the afternoon, sort of mid-afternoon.
Well, Corvus, you want to hit up this tinker?
Yes, this place is called the Muckabout.
Odessa gave you directions on, sort of rough directions on how to find your way there. So you're able, with asking a few additional directions as you make your way along through town. You get to one of the many market squares that are in Whale Spell. This one has a fountain. It's not running right now because of the colder temperatures. There seems to be the shops here are things like where you could buy pots and pans and all kinds of cookwares. There's some food stores. things like that, some fabric. It just sort of seems where people would buy goods that they would use to make goods. At the fabric, at Fanny's Fabric, you see a sign that points down a stairs that goes down underneath Fanny's Fabrics. And there is a sign hanging out front with an arrow pointing down that staircase that says Muckabout.
This looks like the place.
You want company or do you want to do this alone?
I do not care. You can wait here or come in.
I'd be curious to find out about these callers myself. Douglan, let's go.
Lead the way.
You seem to be a bit caught up in thought there, fella.
I'm a little bit, I got something on my mind, but let's help out Corvus, eh? Least we could do.
All right, you head down the stairs. The stairs actually go down quite a bit. It's a large basement area underneath this building. You open the door and you walk in, and the place is most easily described as a train wreck of things all throughout it. There are tables and shelves just piled with bits and pieces. There's armor and weapons and cookware and alchemy ware and stuff you would make clothing with. Just a mishmash of stuff. And the room is, the whole place is kind of dimly lit by lanterns that are hung here and there. In the back of the room, you can hear kind of tapping and banging, and someone is kind of humming a little tune somewhere in the back of the shop. As you open the door, a little bell rings, and from in the back you hear, hello, who is it?
My name is Corvus. I'm here to see Temsart.
A gnome. Looks like he's well along in his years. He's dressed, big leather apron, and he's got a leather cap on, holding a little hammer. He's got a couple of nails in his mouth and a chisel in the other. And he comes walking over and kind of takes the nails out of his mouth and...
One of you was a Corvus?
That would be me.
What is it that a Corvus needs from me?
I heard that you might be able to assist me in getting this off of my neck. And I tap the collar.
Well, what is it, jewelry?
It's a slave collar.
Oh! By the gods! Yes, come with me. Let's take a look at it then.
Lead you. Corvus, for you, you've got to be, like, super careful not to knock stuff over in this place, because it's very narrow walkways and that, and with your size and height, you're ducking stuff that's hung off the ceiling, and you get into the back. The back is very well lit with, there seems to be some sort of magical globe that's floating in the ceiling that's providing really, really bright light in the back.
Have a seat there, Mr. Corvus. We'll, see what we can do about that thing.
I'll sit down.
This is like a full-grown man sitting on a kindergarten chair.
Knees up by his ears.
Yeah, so your knees are kind of up by your ears, and
Yes, yes, my name is Temsart. Temsart Royalwinkle. This is my little establishment here, the Muckabout. I'm a bit of a little tinkerer, you know. I fix a little of this and a little of that, and did I mention I fix a little of this too? Don't seem to laugh very much, but anyway, let's have a look at that collar.
And he lays down a footstool and stands on it and gets in, and he's got a little glass that he looks through it. And
How long have you had that thing on your neck?
How long was I a slave for?
couple of
You said
years.
10 years?
No,
Yeah.
just 2 years.
2 years.
You were a
11.
slave. Yep.
11 years.
2 years.
Do you know where you got it on you from?
It was put on me in the wilds.
So he spends a few minutes kind of slowly rotating the collar. You know, he's got the little, almost like a monocle, looking at it, and
Just give me a second then.
he goes over and he pulls down some books and starts flipping through them, and goes over here and gets another book and looks through it. And after about 10 minutes or so, he comes back and he says,
Well, I believes that my father, Fudwick was his name, I believe he encountered one of these collars many, many years ago while he was working in the wilds. Yes, they belong to some sort of cult, I believe is what he told me. It's a very mysterious cult, they are. It seems that they are set on enslaving all of you Goliaths.
Yes.
They
they're
operate
called
out in the wilds.
They're called the Brethren.
Oh, the Brethren. Oh, that sounds very nasty, doesn't it? The
They're
Brethren.
unpleasant.
So I looked at my father's notes, and, unfortunately, there's not a lot to work with there. What it does say is, first of all, don't tamper with the damn thing. It'll constrict and choke you to death.
I will keep
Death!
that in mind.
But his notes say that if you have the ring, there is a possibility to get it off. Do you have the ring?
I do.
Do you want to try?
I will not let another person touch it.
Then how am I supposed to get it off?
How would I trust you? I have no reason to hand over my freedom to you.
That's a good
Douglan's
point.
gonna
Yes.
Douglan's gonna put his hand on Corvus and say, Corvus, you have to give a little faith. I'm not just trying to help. Let others help you.
Plus, you could probably eat him like a Timbit.
Not if he has the ring on.
True.
You know this better than anyone.
Corvus, you don't think we can handle this wee fella?
No offense, by the way.
No offense.
Temsart. Come on, Corvus.
Very well. I reach into my pouch and pull out the ring.
Okay. Temsart takes the ring, kind of looks it over.
And you say this one controls your collar for sure?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
He goes over and he's flipping through his books for a couple of more minutes and reading through some stuff, and he comes back over and he says,
So, Corvus, this is not going to be very pleasant. Are you sure you want it off?
Yes. I will endure whatever I need to.
He looks at Douglan and Corey.
Okay.
Do as he
So-
says, gnome.
This is how this is going to work. I have to let the collar choke you till you pass out. And then the ring will release it. Are you sure you want to do it?
Yes. Get on with it, man.
Oh, God. Should we talk about payment?
What do you want?
Just maybe 10 gold pieces is not really much. Dear God, I have to nearly kill you to fix this thing. 10 is enough, isn't it?
10 is fine.
Okay.
We'll
I'll
pay
toss
after.
10 gold onto the.
After Corvus. After.
Okay. So, you have to try and get it off, and it'll choke you. The first part's easy.
So I'll grab it and try to, like, I don't know, pull it.
Yeah. As soon as you start to pull on it, it immediately constricts. You can't even get your hand out of it. And the whole thing is just tightening around your neck until it's basically choking you. And you're like... The harder you pull on it, the harder it constricts. You know, it's basically killing you. And Temzard is like, oh, God! You're fighting it, you know, and finally then you fall out of the chair, you black out. And Temzard goes over and he takes the ring, and there's a small divot. He goes around until he finds the little divot in the mask. The small kind of curved gem that's on the ring. He puts it up against the necklace, and the necklace pops apart at that point. And we have to bring it back.
I'll just go over and my hand starts to glow again. He just grabs his chest a little bit and just pops in a little hit point there for those at home.
All right.
But he was so peaceful in this state.
Corvus, you come to, you have 1 hit point. You wake up, but the necklace has popped apart, and it's literally, even though it's all one piece, you literally have to bend it, you know, to get it from around your neck. The slave collar is off, and Temzard backs up a couple of steps, and he's like, oh, my sweet Gath, I had no idea if that was going to work!
It did, and that is all that matters. It's worth every copper.
I tossed 10 gold down on the.
He sits down, reaches into his apron.
You're a free man now, Corvus.
Yes, I am. Thanks to the little one here.
I point to Corey.
Thank you. I'm in your debt. This would not have been possible without you.
Hey. It's what we do.
Now let's destroy this collar and this ring.
Would you mind leaving it with me? I could study it a little more. Maybe I don't have to choke the next one I save.
Very well. Just promise me that you will destroy it when you're done.
Oh, indeed. like I'm gonna wear it like a necklace. He
Toss it
takes
down
the
on the
ring
table.
and he takes the 2 pieces and he goes over and opens a box and lays them in there. And well, we don't want to lose those, do we?
To be a belt on you, little one.
So, since you're here and I've saved them and everything, want to buy anything?
Corvus, I believe we have a potion that we don't know what it's about. The other one we know it's gonna make us feel better, but the one that you grabbed, I don't think we know what it is. Perhaps you
Are
can
you
take
able
a
to
look at it.
identify potions?
Oh, absolutely. I know so many of them. Absolutely, yes.
I'll reach into my backpack and hand it to him.
He takes the potion and he just pops the cork off and sticks his pinky in and goes,
I'm just kidding. Still no sense of humor on you, is there?
Douglan's laughing.
you got the...
It's a potion of climbing. Let's just skither around and climb and do things, like climby things. Yes, that's what it is.
Come in handy.
Corey will kind of walk up to him, reach in his bag, and pull out his potion.
What about this one, Timsart?
Are you a paying customer?
Depends what you tell me.
Seems fair.
Nightingale, you've got a potion in your bag here somewhere?
Below paper sheet and above potion of healings.
Oh, there it is.
A vial.
Basically, he
contains-
does the same same thing. He pops the cork off it, sticks his pinky in.
Oh! 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 Here. This one makes you resistant to the undead.
Undead.
Necrotic resistance.
Oh.
For a split second, Nightingale considers giving up one of his bottles of liquid for the gnome to try, but I won't. Just to get him to dip his finger in some cow pee and taste it. Mustn't.
What do we owe you for this identification, gnome?
Oh, we'll just say a silver piece. That seems reasonable to me. Got such a good paying customer over here, you could have got him to ask me.
It's all right.
Now, is there anything you'd like to buy?
What do we
Maybe
got
a
around
pot?
here?
He reaches over and
A pot? Do you need a pot?
Any of you guys need any of this guy's stuff?
Look around the place to see if anything jumps out at me, but I don't think there's any mundane items we need.
no, and this place is just really full. Pretty much 75% of stuff in here is things in need of repair that he just hasn't gotten to yet.
I think we're
You,
good.
you look around and quickly recognize there is likely nothing in the muckabout that you need.
Corvus,
No,
I'd say
there's nothing I
what we've
need.
accomplished is the most important thing. You're a free man.
I am. If I drank, I would celebrate. Goat's milk for everybody.
Gross.
Goat's milk for everyone. They're dragging goats in from everywhere. Come on, we gotta fill the orders.
Well, if we're done here, gentlemen, Corey will kind of usher you guys out. Let's get on the move. We got miles to travel.
All right. Temsart kind of follows you over to the door.
Well, do remember me if, there's anything else you should happen to need, because I might be able to do it. Who knows?
Corey will flip him a gold coin and be, don't remember us.
Remember who?
And he goes inside and closes the door.
Well, lads, it's been quite the day.
That's been
It's
emotional.
been eventful, yes.
By the way, I'm a woman. Just joking. Just, messing with your guys' heads and all.
I don't judge, Corey. I've said many times, whatever blows your hair back.
So, Douglan, is Anton alone at the vineyard right now?
Well, yes, although I've asked some old mates to kind of come by from time to time to keep an eye. But for the most part, yeah. It was just myself on the winery there at the end.
Well, then I would suggest we get what we need for this journey and leave first light.
Well, I'm in agreement with that. Corvus, now that you're a free man, would you like to come with us?
As I said, I promised you my assistance. That has not changed.
Well, I'd hope it's more than just following a promise.
I'll admit,
You now have free will, eh?
yes, one day I will return to my homeland. But I feel that I owe both of you much, and I will help both of you as much as I can. Besides, the little one grows on you like a fungus.
I'm not
Okay.
little anymore. Guys,
Everybody's little to Corvus.
Corvus can't just be. It's a big lady over here now. It's not that wee little Nightingale. It's a big female Corey. Oh, but what I'm getting at, Corvus, is that I understand obligation. I do. I really do. And I appreciate your assistance. But sooner or later, you got to find out what you want. What you want to do. And,
I know
once
what
we
I
find
want.
my Maggie, we'll be there for you. You'll have us.
For now, I will help you too, as that is what I want to do. I choose it freely.
Good to hear.
good. Now, how long's this journey we have? A week? Roughly?
Didn't you guys
It'll
just
take
come back?
about 7 days to travel Whale Spell back to Evandor.
I'll need to pick up a few rations. I'm sure Corvus could use a couple torches.
I topped up on all the stuff last game.
Yeah,
I don't know about this game you're talking, but whatever.
And don't forget, Corvus, he's able to hunt and gather like the men of old, eh? So
Sure.
our
I'm
bellies will
still
be full.
picking up rations.
Fine.
This town's dead anyway.
All right, so you
Let's start
guys
saying
you're going to
wah-ha.
head out and look for some rations.
Indeed.
See if
You
we
can
find
find them
them.
right in this market square that you came into.
Perfect.
You're able to
We
pick up.
want them Indians to surrender, eh? Right there, John Wayne. Is that who you're going for?
All right.
So he's got to start
So
saying,
yeah,
"Wah-ha."
if you want rations, you can
Yeah.
absolutely go ahead and pick that up here in the. So it's 5 silver pieces for a day's rations. You guys are-
5 golden rings,
4 calling birds.
3 French hens,
2
By the
turtle
foot of your
doves.
ass.
and a partridge in a pear tree.
Red
can I
dragon
get-
in a dead tree.
Can I get a small hammer? Not a weapon, but just a small hammer.
Yeah,
Tool.
Yes.
just a tool, a one-handed
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah, just a hammer. In
Yeah,
case
it's
I
a
have to
gold
smash
piece
another-
for a hammer.
I'll take it off immediately, if not sooner.
Excellent.
I now have a hammer. It's hammer time, people!
Anyone else wish to purchase anything here in Whale Spell before departing?
Nope, I'm all good.
Yeah, there's a +3 halberd. No? Yes? No?
Oh yeah, there's a dozen of them just waiting to be purchased.
I'll grab a
Because
couple.
they're so overstocked, they're dirt cheap.
I'm gonna dual wield halberds. Is that
Halberds.
cool?
Sure. Sure. I'm sure there's some sort of offhand disadvantage there, but
Yeah, just a little. Yeah.
Is there a place around here where a guy could pick up a loot?
absolutely.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
That's a good
yeah.
one.
35
Absolutely.
gold pieces for a loot.
Okay.
Can,
you- Do you have access to that in the inventory? You should.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Doug-
Yeah.
Douglan's like, I'll pay you 35 not to buy the loot.
Too late. I've always wanted to learn to play
You're
one of
good,
these.
Corvus? Nothing for you?
Yeah, I bought everything I wanted our last
Already?
shopping trip, yeah.
Okay.
Unless
Okay.
there's like the +3 bows next to the +3.
Right
Oh,
next to the +3 halberds.
Yeah.
I'm
50%
now dual
off.
wielding- Yes, I'm dual wielding halberds. It is now canon.
I'm good. I've got everything I need.
You sure you don't want
All
to
right,
buy another outfit?
you're standing in this market square. We are now late afternoon, getting close to supper time.
Well, lads, where do you want to eat?
Sure, there's plenty of pubs, taverns in the area.
Very, very plenty.
Do you lads want to say goodbye to Dawn and just letting them know?
I thought the plan was to leave in the morning, or are we leaving now?
We're leaving
Oh,
in the
I-
morning.
Yeah, I need to sleep. I need to replenish. some
Plus,
stuff.
I'd like to visit Adam, see if we get us some horses for free.
Alan.
Alan.
That's what I said. Alan. Alan.
Alan.
So yeah, let's.
Yeah, Corvus has all of 1 hit point right now, having survived being strangled to death by his slave collar.
Yeah, my neck looks like I'm into kink.
Erotic
Auto
asphyxiation.
asphyxiation. Yeah.
Hey,
You guys
no
call
judgment
me
here.
weird.
No judgment, Corvus.
are you
good.
heading back to the Wind-Kept Citadel to talk to Alan? Are you headed to a pub? Are you headed to Dawn and Ferrex?
Let's head to Dawn and Ferrex, pick them up, and go out for a final meal before we leave.
We want to party hard. Like hard.
Like maybe a double glass of goat milk, right?
Yeah. Like he's gonna drink
Make it a
straight from the
double.
teat.
High fat.
Yeah.
Just going for it.
Whole goat's milk.
Whole
I'm a wild
goat's
man.
milk exists.
Yeah, they don't even bother putting it in a glass. They just roll the goat out.
Yeah.
Straight from the
They
teat.
suckle on its teat.
Yeah. Cannonball it, man.
So yeah, Colin, we'll head to go pick up Dawn and them, and then maybe you guys want to head back to that place where we watched that band that one time.
Yeah.
The yawning
One-
dog.
Yeah, I want to see the willow brands again. They were rocking.
Willow wins, but we'll go with that.
Oh, willow wins, not willow brands. I wrote it down wrong. Willow wins?
Yeah, the willow wins.
I mean, I'm just saying the willow brands.
Just saying. Okay,
Do we see Beth?
so you make your way back to Dawn and Ferrex. They are still there, feeling much better now as they've nursed their hangovers through the day. And Dawn is still giving Corey some weird looks, but Ferric is whatever. So,
You two gonna join us for dinner? A farewell dinner for your hospitality?
absolutely we will. Where are we going?
The Willowwind.
The Willow
The band.
Damn it, the Yawning Dog.
Oh, the Yawning Dog. Yes, yes, the Willowwinds play there. Yes, absolutely fantastic band they are.
Well then,
Let's
get
go
going.
then.
I've got a hole in my stomach that needs filling.
Dawn just keeps giving Corey looks like, I don't get it. All right, you guys make your way down to the waterfront and over to the Yawning Dog. It is now, we'll say, 6-ish in the evening, and the band is on stage, doing their thing.
We already rolled to determine that Ben is not playing tonight.
Ben Voce? Nah,
And
he
Voce
doesn't
is
hang
not
out.
here tonight.
He's not welcome in the protected lands, that fella.
Ouch.
The Ben Voce in this world is a dishwasher. He's in the back.
Somewhere Ben is crying.
As he should be. That
The
faker.
band is playing, and Ren is up there with them. And you see that
Oh, this is
the girls,
Hobbit
the girls
song,
are
dude.
sitting at a table.
So, Douglan's gonna ask Dawn. So, Dawn, what's next for you now that you're in the guild here?
Well, I imagine we'll decide what our next adventure is. The guild is constantly looking for people to head out in search of things. We'll probably latch on to one of those and go looking for it.
Well, we could use your help if you'd like to come.
Oh my, I'm not sure I could do that, really. We kind of have a good life here in Whalespell, and I don't think we're ready to travel much beyond that, at least for now.
Ask.
But, Douglan, what's next for you?
Well, me and the boys, Corey and Nightingale and Corvus, we're gonna head back to my winery. We're gonna have a chat, see what went down there about a year ago. So if you're looking for adventure, there might be some there. There's quite the mystery afoot, but that's all right. If you guys want to stay around here, that's okay. But we're gonna head back to my homeland if we can't get some answers.
Well, I do wish you well on finding those answers you're looking for, Douglan.
I appreciate it.
Ferrick's up on the dance floor, shaking his booty.
Doing the Elaine.
Nice. Hey, Dawn. Seen anything new about Corvus?
She kind of looks over at him. No. Should I?
Corey will be like, his balls dropped.
And knocked out this one when they hit him in the face.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have noticed that.
Nobody wouldn't have noticed it.
Come now, I know all you. Well, I guess she's not human, she's an elf. I was gonna say, human females are always interested in the Goliaths.
Are all
Terrible.
rumors true?
Terrible.
It's proportionate.
Dawn is indeed an elf.
Come on, Dawn. You want to be adventurer? You gotta have attention to detail. Look at him. Size him up. Don't you see a weight off his shoulders?
He's tiptoeing around the fact that I am no longer wearing my collar.
Oh, I thought it was a necklace. What does it do? Collar is
slave
something you
collar.
put on a dog, so I don't think the reference is good.
No. It was a slave collar. It has now been removed. So it is a happy day.
Bring
I
out the
don't
goats.
know much about what you're talking to, but if it's a happy day for you, then it's a happy day for us too.
Most definitely a day to
Lead
celebrate.
down to Nightingale. Good thing she's pretty. She's not very bright.
All right, you spend an evening of drinking the very best of goat's milk and other delicacies,
Animal beverages.
other non-goat's milk things. The sisters, the tiefling sisters, are looking much better. Still very confused about everything that's happened. Ren joins you a couple of times, between sets and that. She explains that she has arranged passage on a ship that will be able to get them closer, so they'll get onto another ship. She figures the round trip for her will take several months. She'll be back probably midsummer. Back to Whalespell by the time she gets the sisters home.
Well, Ren, we left a little coin contribution to your trip. I hope you got that.
I did, and thank you very much for that, Corey. Please make sure that when and if you return to Whalespell, you do check in on us.
Yawning
I
dog
have
will
passed
probably be our
along
first
your
stop.
messages already to the college.
Excellent. We'll be heading off in the morning.
Hey, Corey, does your band of penumbras know why they buy the wine from my father-in-law? Do you have any idea why they do it?
I
Friend?
was never told. It was the first mission they gave me, was to come check out, see if you guys could get a shipment down to them.
Ren is there, right?
She is. Yep.
Okay. Douglan's had a few, so he's just gonna let it out. Ren, why the penumbras like the alum wine so much?
I don't know much about it. My particular membership within the Penumbra Bards, we're not completely privy to the use of the alum wine, I believe it is.
It's pronounced alum.
Alm? But my understanding is that it helps a person become more persuasive?
Alcoholic beverage. Doesn't it just make you think you're more persuasive?
But the Wrens do not use the wine. It is used by some of the other Penumbra Bards.
Understood. We're just trying to piece together the puzzle, eh? There seems to be a lot attached to it that I had no idea. It was right under my nose. Never gave it two thoughts though.
Oh, I do know that the wine is very revered by the Penumbra Bards, but it seems it is only used by some of the more lofty members of the college.
Who let the seagulls in?
It's right outside the door.
Sorry, no offense, Mithras.
Maybe Mithras is checking them out.
Colin, Corey will kind of pull that note out of his bag and slide it over to Dawn and be like,
Don, have you ever heard of this name before?
What's the name?
Melton.
I don't think so, no. Where did this come from?
We're messing about at that old windmill just outside of Whalespell, and came across my possession. I was just curious of who this feller was.
I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't even know a Melton.
Well, some mysteries take a little longer to solve than others.
Indeed.
Hear that?
And with that, he'll be like, I think they're playing my song. Get up and go cut some rug.
Okay, get up and cut some rug. Just standing out on the floor, cutting a piece of rug. Well, are we gonna montage our way out of this?
let's montage our way out of this. The night goes on uneventful. We get back to the house, do some puking.
So, you guys, you spend the night.
having a few drinks. The girls, the tiefling sisters, definitely relax a bit through the night after a few drinks. And you guys make your leave knowing that you have to... Dawn and Ferric stay, but you guys leave knowing you have to head out early in the morning. And you make your way back to Dawn and Ferric's place. And rest for the night.
Oh, that long rest we've been waiting for.
The long rest you've been waiting for.
And Corvus, you're probably going to crap a block of cheese. You've drank so much goat milk.
Yeah. I told you I am lactose intolerant. I hope you're prepared for the smell.
We were getting rough, man. You were doing shots. I tried to stop you, but
He's like 2 goats just.
Oh my word.
By the morning, my kink scars are gone.
Sorry.
All right,
ever
we will
let me look
run
at that
a
again.
long rest for all involved.
Beautiful.
All right, you're all
I got that
back
tune
to...
stuck in my head now. Okay, well, bright and early, we're going to get up and head back to the, speak with Alan, see if we fetched us a ride or we got to pay for it.
An Uber. A horse
All right.
Uber.
You're up at first light. Already Whale's spell is well into its day. And you head over to the wind-kept citadel. Alan is there in his usual position with the other half-dozen guards or so that are always positioned at the gate. And he sees you approach, and he comes up to the group of you, the 3 of you, and says, "Well, I wasn't able to arrange horses here, but we were able to make contact with one of the stables just as you leave town. You will be able to get horses and saddles for a mere 50 gold pieces each."
Okay.
We're off.
Everybody's got their goods.
I've got a horse.
That's me riding a horse. Clearly, I've never ridden one before.
I've got 2 coconuts and I'm clacking them together.
Just running behind. Everybody has rations.
Yes. We also have a Corvus.
Yep. I am able to gather. Where's the ability?
It's not that I don't trust Corvus, but I also have rations.
All right.
Just
I
in
have an
case he's
excellent
angry.
memory for maps.
Just in case he has a bad day.
I have been known to get on his bad side.
In addition, you
time
can
to
find
time.
fresh food, water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
Oh yeah, you find lots of that. All right, gentlemen, I think this is it's 10 to 12. It's probably a good spot to put the pause on her for today, and then we
I
can
would
pick up
agree.
as you leave Whale's spell and make your way to Evandor next session.